Master Command, please protect this room, clear all the energies to the highest levels of light. Good evening, everybody. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Yes, indeed. 3 minutes after the hour of 11 on the East Coast. I'm CmdrAleon, Vanessa Sprites, Ryan, everybody coming in here. Mischief, Christine, let's see, Mick, Jan R, good to see you. Every Sonja, let's see, Candy K, Sprites, Randy, Patty, Meals, good to see you. And Patty, I was looking for your information this morning. Deborah in France, I think it is. Sonia, let's see. Al, thank you for the bear. I made it. Hey, you did, Jan. Joey, good to see you, brother. Stardust, that's a good name. Stardust always. Kit Kat, good to have you with us. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on the social media platform. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. Commander went out of body for a while before the show. I was totally out. Getting always a lot of downloads now. And we have our apple cider. Yes, we're going to have to get more. We're starting to run low on the apple cider, so no fear. The apple cider will be there. Good to have you with us. User 408. White Lioness God, MJ72694. Rita Sanders, thank you for joining us. Yes, the apple cider is always good. Tammy, good to see you. Everyone coming in here, welcome to the show. Start as always. Thank you for the likes. And if you're just tuning in and you're just getting on here, hey, Miss Kitty. Hello, Miss Kitty. Sherry Maxey, I think it is. Hey, Sherry. Tim, thanks for joining us. Al, thank you for the roses. We appreciate it. Drinking distilled water, 2 tablespoons of apple cider. Oh, very good. So this is the show that is busting the matrix. This is a show that is busting all levels of the matrix on this planet. I'm host of WESU-FM's Cosmic Eye Radio every Sunday morning, 11:30 to 1 on NPR Pacific Radio for 21 years. And if you're new to the show, welcome. Al, thank you for the heart me. We appreciate it. And also, just a little bio. I always like to give a little bio for new people coming in here. Please share and like. We want to get to 100,000 likes by 1 a.m. this morning. So we're going to be on for 2 hours. And hey, Linda, good to see you. So just to let you know, we are from Mars originally. Before coming here, we worked with the Ashtar Galactic Command or Ashtar Command, which is the highest level of light. They are, as what you call, the guardians of the light, kind of representing many planetary systems beyond Earth. Also, I've been a talk show host. I've done Intergalactic TV Network many years ago. That was back in the early 90s. And but mostly I've done radio. I've been radio since the 70s up in Vermont. And then for 21 years, the Cosmic Eye Radio Show, which is dedicated to the Ashtar Command. And today, I'm so excited. Today, I'm going to go to Ancient Aliens. When they come to Connecticut, I'm going to be at the Warner Theater up in Torrington, Connecticut. And potentially, right now, nothing's set in stone, but I'm going to be there. I'll be at the Ancient Aliens tour that's coming to Connecticut in early May. And I'm hoping that if they have a question and answer period, that I'm going to kind of get up there and tell them about the Ashtar Command and what's happening. So my goal is to get in there, which I'm going to be at that theater, and I'm going to hopefully get to have myself in a place where I can get up and ask a question or actually make a comment. My comment will be, and I'm going to see what they respond to my comment at Ancient Aliens on their tour in Connecticut. My comment's going to be about the Ashtar Command and about contact. So I have a plan. See, I've planned this out. And now I got confirmation. I'll be going up there as a media representative for my show. So now the plan is, if I get there, once I get there, that I can get up and say, did you kind of know that there's something happening. And I want to see what their response is. The people on Ancient Aliens they're going to be on the stage. All the major people that are on that show. So I've been like praying and hoping that I got those media tickets, and I did. And I got my response this morning. So the commander will be at the Ancient Aliens tour in Connecticut. Breaking news, right? That is kind of breaking news. You know, if you ever watched Ancient Aliens, I've watched that program for a lot of years. So I want to see what the response is when I tell them that we're going to have major contact on this planet soon. I want to see what they say. And definitely Nick Pope. Have you heard of Nick Pope? He used to work for the government in England. He was head of their Department of Ministry of Defense. He's done documentaries, he's done tours, he's spoken all over the world pretty much about what his government knows. But I want to see what they say when I tell them we're going to be going off planet. I'm just going to keep it general, not specific. I want to see the response if I tell them in less than a year I'll be going on a spaceship. I want to see what the response is from the audience in the theater, and I want to see what the response is from the people that are speaking, who are the hosts of Ancient Aliens, the TV program. I want to test their consciousness. I want to see whether they let me speak or whether they say, no, we don't want to hear this. Will they be wearing boots? Who knows? Dorina, thank you. So that's my breaking news on the show. I thought I'd have to tell people on my show that I am going to Ancient Aliens in May in Connecticut. They're doing a national tour. The media director contacted me this morning, and I will be actually have a plan of action. I've been thinking about this for a long time. People don't know this. There's always a plan with everything I do. This is a good opportunity with a national show like Ancient Aliens to actually tell them, just in general, not very specific, that we're going to be going off planet on a spaceship. I want to see these enlightened people that do Ancient Aliens, if they actually will believe me or whether they're not going to believe me, you see. There's a purpose. Hey, April, good to see you, sister. There's going to be hey, Paul, good to see you. There's going to be a purpose to my method, to my cosmic madness. Because I'm that kind of a person, you see. That's why I came to Earth. I don't care. I don't care how popular they are or how well known they are. To me, they're just people that happen to be at the right place at the right time, doing some incredible documentaries about ancient ETs, structures, and to get to go there. It's going to be early May. I'll have the dates. But being in Connecticut, the Warner Theater, I used to live up that way in Litchfield County. The Warner Theater is a beautiful theater. It's a really old theater. So it's one of the bigger theaters in the state. And I've been working on this quietly ever since I knew about it, for the last 2 to 3 months. And wouldn't you know, I finally get a response, and the person gives me a pair of tickets, media passes. So if you've ever heard of the person named Nick Pope, she wanted me to do an interview with him for only 10 minutes on a Monday. I can't do it. So I said to her, and I'm hoping to get a response, let me videotape an interview with him for 10 minutes at the Warner Theater. And I'll do an interview. I'll do a good interview in 10 minutes. I'm going to try to negotiate to get 15 minutes. I like to get 15 minutes. But I can do a good interview in 10 minutes. I've done it before. With Nick Pope, I can just right to the point. Bam, what do you know? Is there anything you haven't told anybody that you do know? And that's basically it. So I've heard of Nick Pope. He's very well known in the UFO circuit. He's on the tour with the Ancient Alien staff, going all over the country right now. And they're coming to Connecticut in early May. I don't have the dates in front of me, but they are coming in early May. So I was super excited. I'm going to take my wife with me to see this. And I've got some questions up my sleeves. The commander is going to be in full professional mode. between talk show hosts asking questions, but I'm also going to see if they know anything about, in general, I'll say to the people on the stage, are you aware that there's going to be contact on Earth in about 1.5 to 2 years? And I want to see what their response is. Just a general question. I want to see what they know. Because I have to believe in their stature of the people that do these series, they've got to know something. I mean, I'm sure they've got to know something more than just what they do. You know, they have enough influence on the media that they have had to get information from people and have contacts. So I really do believe that. I really hope so. So I'm very excited about that. You know, it's an exciting time to be here. And the cat's actually sleeping on the couch. Newbie, hey, peace. Hey, newbie, welcome to the show. Kerry79, thanks for the like. So the commander is fired up. I am fired up tonight, folks. You know, the universe is definitely coming in my direction. All the planets are aligned for this thing to happen. I kind of felt it would happen. Somebody on my radio show a few months ago said, "Oh, Commander, did you know that Ancient Aliens is coming to Connecticut?" I thought they were joking. I said, "There's no way they're going to come to the little state of Connecticut." But they are. And we're going to be there. Yep. I'll be not wearing a spacesuit when I go there, but we will be there. You know, the only thing I won't be wearing is an Astro Command spacesuit. Michelle, hey, good to see you. Now, if I could wear a spacesuit there, I would. You know, I know they're touring all over the country. How do we go from the 60s, 160 people, to 121? That doesn't make sense. But, you know, nothing on here makes sense. The whole planet doesn't make sense. Angie, good to see you. Don't wear a spacesuit. Great to see you, too. You know, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to wear a spacesuit. Do you have an Astro Command suit? Many years ago, we kind of tried to design an Astro Command suit, believe it or not. You know, it was a group of us here in Connecticut. We sat down trying to come up with an Astro Command spacesuit, and we never did. But we tried to figure out a design concept, you know? But it's okay. And the way the show works is we will be doing interviews with people all over the world because I never know who's going to be here. So it's always a spontaneous show. I can sew one for you, brother. Thank you, K. Smith. Soon enough, we'll be wearing a spacesuit. When we go on board a ship, we'll be wearing a spacesuit. I don't know what color the suit is, but we'll be wearing it. And what we do here is interview people about their visitations, UFO sightings, crop circles, mer people, fairies, Bigfoots, or you call Sasquatch, angelic beings of light. All that stuff is related to the cosmic, right? All that stuff's related to the beautiful multi-dimensional realities that we live in and we're surrounded by, which is really beautiful. So we're going to interview people. The way we do it is you must have over 200 followers to come on live. Number one, you must be over 18. Number two, no foul language. Number three, or any which order, no smoking of any sort on the show. Number four, no smoking or no drinking of any sort. Nobody being drunk. And essentially, those are the main things, really. No smoking, no drinking. You must be over 18, no foul language, and also no paranormal discussion. We don't talk about paranormal things. This is a cosmic, galactic UFO spiritual show. That's what we do. That's where our focus is. There's 10,000 other places for that on TikTok and YouTube. We just stay away from it. Madeline Alec, welcome to the show. Nikki Wolf, welcome, Nikki. You're having green tea? Good. Hey, Paranormal Ghostbuster, good to see you. GDR, welcome. Lynn, something Black Iraq, I think the dog mother. Some interesting names. Court, welcome to our show. Glad to have everybody here. Hey, Judy. Hey, Marlo, good to see you. Trisha Northstar, I think it's Dal G, Richard 46, Lawyer M. something. Lawyer something. Starseed. Hey. Anyway, Soul TV. Everybody out here. Toby Lee. Bill. Hey, Bill. So we like to acknowledge people. If we don't get to acknowledge you, don't worry about it. We know you're here. Hey, Flo. Todd Boone. We're doing good. Diana or Diane Ray. Linda. Ollie. Welcome, Ollie. Hey, from Social. Hey, Michael D. from Social. Sunny. So you're watching this show here. It's actually a real show. Believe it or not, on TikTok, there's really a show here. We don't go banging people's heads over. I'm looking at the moon. It's really, really bright. You know, we don't get on here and argue with people. We don't hit people over the head. Oh, Southern Cal. Okay. And we're here to interview people. You'll learn a lot. My shows are on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. I'm backlogged by 2 shows, which I haven't put on my YouTube channel yet, but I will. And so if you wish to be a guest, you have over 200 people you can request to come on, and you must tell me in a sentence in comments what you want to talk about. If you're over 1,000 people, you can come on with audio and video, and we'd love to have you on, preferably fully clothed and turn on the camera so we can actually see you. I like it when people can get their cameras on and they're not like laying in bed ready to go to sleep. Hey, Pookie Bear, good to see you. Hey, Ches, welcome to the show. Mr. Funk up. Rachel, welcome to our show, Rachel. J Rob 811, Living Water, welcome. And you guys, even if you guys keep your shirt on. So again, welcome everybody. We're just getting started. It's only like 19 after 11. Please share and like. You know, the whole idea, I try to be proactive, interactive, motivated here. I try to motivate. We're at 8.3 thousand. We can do even better than that. I always believe if everybody collectively taps on your screen like this, you see how you tap on your screen? Well, I just brought the color down a little bit. But if you tap on your screen, you'll be able to get my likes up. But you have to tap. You can't just look at your screen. You have to tap on your phone, and we'll have a tapping contest during the show while I'm talking. People tap so we can get up to 100,000 before 1 o'clock in the morning, because we're on the East Coast. Good for all our relatives. Some of you can show all the rest of them how to do the tapping. Because the already starts tapping, we're going to be good. So you're going to be tapping while you're watching and learning a few things here. Am I Italian? No, I'm Martian. I'm actually from Mars, not Italian. Came from Mars a long time ago, and I came here on Earth for liberating the planet, which I'm here to do. So no, I'm not Italian, I'm Martian. But that's a good question, you know. But in Mars, we have 10 to 15 million people. On Mars, there's no Italians or French people. They're Martians, you know. It's good to have everybody here. If you've never talked to somebody in a multi-conscious dimensional reality, you are now able to do that. I get a lot of info from a Nordic. Oh, interesting. My favorite Martian. Thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. And it's good to be on Earth, being from Mars. I'm in the human form, but I am Martian. Just so people know. I don't want to get people confused here about me being Martian. And I remember everything about my planet Mars. I'm also a contactee. Novola, good to see you. So you are from Mars? Yes, I actually, birthday April 28th. So if your birthday is April 28th, congratulations. Yes, I am from Mars, yes. Yeah, Goal, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions about Mars, of course, I can answer them. I want to talk about the planet Earth right now. The planet Earth is very interesting. I've been watching what's happening around the world. Very interesting. You know, all these students, I think that as we're going through cosmic change, that there is something in the air on the planet. Martians, yes, we do have cats. I believe there's something happening on the planet. I think that there's an energy shift happening right now that's affecting all levels of consciousness. I really do believe that to be true. It's like a cosmic wind is sweeping the planet. It's like people are waking up. They are. They're waking up. And what are they waking up to? The fact that we're living on a planet of people that have tried to control the narrative of our world, that have created wars and have created things, devastation for millions of years, right? So I'm watching all this stuff going on around the country here in the United States, but on a cosmic level, there's also a shift happening. So it's a multi-level shift. These young people are saying, we're done. We've had it. We've had it with war. We've had it with people being blown up. We've had it with a planet where everybody gets destroyed. And on the cosmic level, we are here to bust the matrix. All of us are here to be the light, to be the way showers, to be the ones that are going to transform the planet. We're going to show others how to live on Earth in a more peaceful, light-filled society, right? That's what we're here to do, right? We're here to elevate, motivate, and love each other. That is the key to ultimately our reality. Well, I just lit up the screen. That's pretty cool. How did I do that? How did my face just get brighter? But we're here to light up the world. We really are. Oh, no, this is kind of weird. Okay, maybe I wasn't looking close at the thing here. So we're here to lighten up the world. If you're not here to lighten up the world, then what are you here for? If you're not here to transform the planet, liberate the planet from limited consciousness, what are you here for? You know, to go day in, day out, working, coming home, and doing the same thing. That moon is really bright. I'm just looking right out the window here. You know, so it's really important that we understand as we get into the dynamics of contact about what's happening on our world, the universe. Hey, Gary, good to see you. That we are truly the way showers, whether you believe it yet or not. Might be because if you don't believe it, you're not in that conscious state yet. But when you get there, you'll see. Michelle says, I planted seeds my whole life. Jesus is the light of the world, and we, the Christians, are the salt and the light of the world. Thank God for fellow star seeds. Yes, Deborah, very, very true. Well, Michael D., I have a direct message for the Nordic that the Earth is, and all the planets in our system and other planet systems are actually circular. The planet is actually circular. Breaking news. And we don't discuss, all those people that are arguing over the Earth being this and that. But all the planetary systems are circular. Or oval, but circular. My family thinks I'm crazy. Well, Michelle, you're not crazy. That's why you're here with us on Encounters. The only way to outer space is beyond the ice wall. No, that's not true. I don't know where you're getting that from. We can go into outer space wherever we are on the planet, from Connecticut, from Scandinavia. It doesn't matter where you live. You can go to off planet anywhere in the world. It's just not true. We can go anywhere we want if we have the ability and are fully aware and conscious. We can all travel wherever we want. There's no limitations. Anyone who teaches that we can only go out of the planet through one specific area of the world, it's just not true. Breaking news. Why don't more Martians allow them to be seen by humans? I don't know. It depends on the Martians. It's tough work. Eat, sleep, repeat. Canada is being taxed hard, so being positive is not easy. Well, the way to be positive when you're not working, forget about all those earth-based things that are affecting you and go into meditation and watch Encounters. If you're watching Encounters, you won't have to worry about being taxed on Canada because now you're thinking about your cosmic reality. Always give your time to center and connect with your cosmic family. And then whatever you're doing during the day that's crazy on Earth, realize there's another place you can come. And that's right here on the show. Nikki D, good to see you. You're not literally from Mars, correct? You're being funny. No, I'm not being funny. I am from Mars. I'm human. I was born here, but I'm from Mars. So when I say I'm from Mars, I am from Mars. My consciousness is Martian. I have Earth consciousness. I have Christ cosmic consciousness. Within the Ashtar Galactic Command, I have Ashtar Command consciousness. So yes, I am from Mars. I am physically human. I had human parents, but I am from Mars. I have my parents that are beyond Earth, and my parents are not from this planet. My cosmic family is beyond Earth. I know we don't live under anything. The firmament is all an illusion. So, yeah, I know it's going to be kind of tough for people. I don't want people jumping out the window because I just said this. The firmament is just an illusion. There's no invisible circular glass thing around our planet preventing us from going anywhere. The only thing prevents us from going anywhere is our advancement in consciousness. Human beings, for the majority of humans that are human, the billions and billions of humans, are living in a sleeping world. What do I mean? They're sleeping. They're not awake. They don't know what's going on. They don't. They go day in, day out. They do the same things over and over again. There's no firmament. I know it's going to shatter some of the people that have a deep belief in the fact that we have an invisible glass globe around us that prevents us from going into outer space. Not true. If we were spiritually advanced, we can go anywhere in the universe we want. So shattering that belief system as part of the matrix is the belief system that we are in a matrix, or that we are in a firmament that is preventing us from traveling anywhere. We just don't have the ability because we don't have the spiritual enlightenment, which our space and star family do, to come here from other planetary systems. Now, I didn't know I was going to elaborate on that, but since you mentioned the firmament, I've heard that story before. My brother thinks I'm crazy on right day. I think I am. I think we're in a planet like Swiss cheese in the middle of water and air on the outside. Yeah, circular. Michael D, not physically. Like a rock in the ocean. I'm reading comments. The circle is a universal aspect, CmdRaleon. Very good, Deborah. I used to feel crazy, and I mean crazy cray, but not anymore. Professor Dakota Sebastian, Solar Warden. I'm reading comments. We can't physically get to outer space from going up. Yes, we can. If we were spiritually advanced and we had a spaceship that was an advanced technology beyond Earth technology, which is our NASA spaceship, we can go anywhere in the universe, but we don't have the profound understanding of how to go in different dimensional existence because we are limited, even though we have reverse engineered spaceships that we shot down from extraterrestrials that with a scalar technology, we still cannot go where they go. You know why? Because we're still not at the spiritual level of understanding. That's why. Let's see here. I suspect the intention the Nordics gave him were intended to explain layers of dimensions. Possibly, Alicia, I think that's possible. He's being truthful. Well, no one's saying he's not being truthful, but the truthfulness of his statement doesn't mean it's actually accurate. At least some of it. Can you tell us more about Mars? Yes, I can. The planet Mars is a planet that has an atmosphere like Earth, has a civilization that is 10 to 15 million people inhabiting it. I talked about this briefly the other night, that Dr. Stephen Greer mentioned in one of his interviews that I shared and I reposted it, that the people that he knows in higher levels of understanding, that they have structures on Mars, monuments on Mars, that are actually there, not just pyramids, but other structures, all right? And that there's also buildings on Mars, on the surface, that have been doctored out. So when the pictures are shown of Mars, the pictures of the structures on the surface, they don't show you those things. They doctor them out. NASA always does that. They brush them up. They have a whole photographic department at NASA that brushes up the pictures of things they don't want you to see. That happens to be true. Am I Hybrid? No, I'm directly Ashtar Command. I'm not a hybrid. I came fully conscious as an Ashtar commander. I come from Mars, and I am not even a hybrid. A starseed would be actually more correct. So I am a starseed. I came here as a starseed, meaning I chose my family, or somehow that worked out. However that works out, my mother and father no longer are here. My Earth-based bound parents are no longer here, but my parents off planet are alive. I have two sisters and a brother that are on a spaceship right now. Just to let you know. Hey, Lars, good to see you, brother, out there. Good to have you with us, brother. Let's see. So Starseed would be correct. I'm telling you from a very reliable source. Well, we all have reliable sources, but understand there are many reliable sources. And the one thing I've always learned coming to Earth, not being from this planet, is when people have reliable sources, I honor that. But I also can tell you that we can go anywhere we want if we are fully awakened and fully conscious. The humans that aren't fully awakened or fully conscious can't just go anywhere. They have to get to a state of consciousness where they have to wake up to that reality, right? Hey, Karen, good to see you. Jersey Garcia says, Amen. I travel in my sleep. Beautiful. We're alive when we sleep. That's true. Can you tell us about the cat being the big cat beings? Well, they're what they call beings that have a cat face that are very like feline beings. They are human body. They have a feline face, but they also work in the Christ consciousness. I don't know a whole lot about that realm, but I do know that they work in that level of light. I know that whole Fergman story is rapid. The commander always goes against the grain of these rapid stories. If you learn anything about me when you watch this show, I never go the same route as everybody else on the internet or whatever. I'm here to bust the matrix. You know, I'm not a follower. The firmament thing is to distract people. I agree. Hey, April. I see April's things, TikTok shows me April's face and other people. No, I mean you are being truthful. Oh, there you go. May the force be with you. Hey, young Skywalker, good to have you with us. Cliff, good to see you. Same with the moon. I'm reading people's comments. So if you'd like to be a guest on this show with the commander, it's very possible to do that. You don't have to go through some sort of agency or anything like that. I'm right here, right now with you. So to be a guest, if you have an encounter story regarding contact with star people, I've had many interviews with people that have visitations, contactees, others, people that have stories about mer people, fairies, Bigfoot, the angelic realm. You're welcome to join us on the show if you've been seeing spaceship sightings for the last couple of weeks where you are, and you have stories to tell about that. You have to have over 200 followers to come on live, and over 800 to come on live on audio and video. With 200, it's audio, and with over 800, it's video. Susan Mary, good to see you. Well, Lavola says, are Martians a type of human or different? Martians are human, but the Martian population is very leveled in Christ consciousness. So Martians are definitely human. I'm reading a lot of things here. Miss Daniel says, when NASA rockets get so high, they curve in flight instead of to keep a straight path. Why? Why? Opinion. I never really focused on that too much. Frankly, I didn't really too much care whether the rockets go up, down, or sideways. I never really thought about it, to be honest with you. Are they from Mars? Diane, are they who? Are who they? Who is they that might be from Mars? Hey, Chesno. Is Chesno here? Hey, Chesno. I hope your your little puppy's doing good. Rainbow and crystals. Do starseed families fight like each family, like Earth families? No, starseed. Well, that's a good question. There might be people in a starseed family that might be having problems with their family who don't understand it. There could be. And good question, Rainbow in Crystals. I don't know that. I don't know if there are starseeds having arguments with their moms and dads, or sisters or brothers or grandmothers. I don't know. Good question. And let's see here. Let's see. I saw one. Chief Ginger. What did you see, Chief Ginger? Oh, wait, Chief Ginger. I've been wanting to bring you up as a guest, Chief Ginger. I've been wanting to get you on this show. I know you were shy the last time. Are you available to come on the show? The commander wants to know. Are we able to breathe without using oxygen when on Mars? That is a great question. I'm going to answer that question. Being a Martian, yes. No matter what you hear from NASA or any space agency on Earth, there is an atmosphere on Mars that has oxygen now. There was a time period when there was a problem millions and millions of years ago. But the Martian population can actually breathe and walk on the surface of the planet now. And yes, oxygen, yes. Healing Energy Wellness, hello, good to see you. Catherine, hello. Let's see who else we got here. And Ed, Ben Kilman says the government needs to just admit it. You're absolutely right there, Ed. They need to. And when contact happens, if they don't admit it in the next year or two, when contact happens, they're going to be really in trouble because they will have lied for the people straight out for 70 years. Ed says, check out the UFO over New York City today. I didn't even know there was a UFO over New York City today. They must be watching what's happening in the New York area. Hey, Susan Mary. Okay. And April, someone's asking if you're still in the hospital. Did you get to go home yet, sister? Did you get to go home, or are you still in the hospital? Oh, you're still in the hospital. That's a bummer. We want to send loving agencies. We want to send loving energies to my sister April up in Vermont that she gets to go home, because no one wants to be in a hospital that long. That's crazy, you know. So we send April a lot of love, everybody. A lot of love up her to her, you know. And collectively, if we send all that loving energy to April, I would certainly appreciate it from everybody here. Some of you probably don't know what she is, but she's a real close friend of ours. And she is, one of our people that has been going on the ship for over 13 times. There's a whole story here that probably some of you don't know about. You'll learn, as we continue on. Friday night is our Astro Command contact night. So I'll be making a video probably tonight or tomorrow morning, and I'll be posting our video for Astro Command Fridays. Friday night is Astro Command night, dedicated to the Astro Command, and we'll answer your questions about the Astro Command. And it's going to be a really beautiful night tomorrow night too. So yeah, and thank you everybody. Yep, absolutely, April. Everyone loves you, and we do. We want to get you out of the hospital and back home to where you want to be. Places like that are like you're in a room the whole time, the same room. It's got to get frustrating. What would you like to bring who would you like to bring with you on the ship? My cat. I'd like to bring my cat, Missy. I'd like to bring her on the ship with me. If I was able to do that, I'd bring my cat with me. Missy would be very good on the ship. They'd have to have cat treats, though. That's the only thing. Do they have cat treats on the ship? Maybe. In due time, everyone will be able to see the inside of a ship. I would do, but that's not going to happen right away, Alicia. I would love to do that, but someday. When we get to full contact, that'll happen at some point, but not now. UFOs are man-made. Only the ones that are reverse engineered. The ones that are reverse engineered are man-made, but not all UFOs are man-made, because spaceships from other worlds are not man-made by our planet. Spaceships from other worlds are made from the people from the other planets. So there is a percentage, I don't even know what to say, what that name is, in what language it is, so I have no idea who you are. Can you speak English in terms of what your name is? The lettering that you have there makes me like, it's like, I don't know what to call you. Like, who are you? So don't get in trouble with your wife picking the cat before her. Ah, very good. Very good, Alicia. Yes, so just to break the breaking news to the person that thinks all spaceships are man-made, they aren't. Well, I am actually being fooled. The person's telling me to wake up. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, Commander. All the UFOs are man-made. So now that you're saying that, let me ask you a question. Who's making all the man-made UFOs, person out there, whatever your name is? I'd love to know. Who's making all these UFOs? We'll be potentially taking that person out in a minute. Who's making all those UFOs? Are they being made in a pancake factory? Are they being made in an underground NASA facility? Who's making them? Who's baking them? Who's breaking them? You see, the commander's in such a incredible light mood here, which I always am. The DOD, who's making them? The person's not answering my question. They're being quiet. Did you see my question, Commander? I did not see it, Jules Z. Good to see you, Jules Z. What was your question? I'm having too much fun with this person that I can't understand what their name is. I'm amped up, folks. So if you're here to be a disinformation agent, it's not going to work. I've been here a long time. It just will not work. Not with me. Maybe with the uneducated person that doesn't have a galactic consciousness might work with, that person. You are on fire. Thank you. We make them in Antarctica. Who's we? Who's making them in Antarctica? Who's making these UFOs in Antarctica? I want to know. I want to know that top secret information. Who knows where that's coming from? How do we know that tall whites in Antarctica are making spaceships? Who told you that? Who told you that the Nordics are making spaceships in Antarctica? I want to know. Josie, could the space people not get to the hospital and then take her on a ship and heal her? I'm the wrong person to ask that question. I do not want to speak for April. I can't answer that question. Thank you, Chef Ginger. When the commander's funny, and I do have a sense of humor, when people try to be telling me that Nordics are making spaceships in Antarctica, because of my news background, I want to know the source of the information. I want to know where that's coming from. Because I am the commander. And because I'm not from Earth, I don't think the way certain people do on Earth. I don't have that logical mind. You see, I don't have a logical mind. My logical is irrational. I have an irrational mind. I go against grain. If there's like 20 people walking one way, I'm not going to follow them. I'm going to go on another path where I'm walking my own way. If I have to follow people that are walking one way, that could lead me down a path of control. So the commander will say, oh, that path looks good. All these people are following one person. I'm going to take that path and see where it goes. I want to see where that path goes. Yes. I love you all, even if I don't even know who you are. Even the people that don't understand what I'm saying, I love you. Because that's what we're here to do, love each other. Right? So let's put it this way. If you ever heard the term living ship, does anybody know what a living ship is? I want to see how many people understand the idea of a living ship. What is a living ship? Have you ever heard the word living ship, anybody? Do you know what it is? And if you don't, that's okay. Because the commander is going to teach you something here. A living ship is a ship that is created by consciousness. A living ship, yes, a ship with a conscious. That's right, Hayes. A living ship is a ship created by consciousness. And how does the consciousness create the ship? Now, human beings in our general society cannot just stand out in a group in a field and say, I'm going to create a ship. They don't know how to do it. They're not at that level of full understanding. They're not at that elevated consciousness. When you come from the stars, from planets of higher dimensional frequencies, you are able to create ships out of consciousness, what you call a Merkaba. You've heard of the Merkaba? How many people know the Merkaba? Starseed does. How many people have heard the word Merkaba? This is a test. I've been watching the moon. The moon's right in my eyes here. I'm looking at it. It looks really beautiful. So Merkaba is a simple way of saying you leave your physical body and you can create through consciousness a ship. You become a ship. And then you go where you want to go. And then you become in your form off planet, you become a form. So if you go to another planet in your Merkaba, you are in a bubble of protection. Your Merkaba is a ship. And then your true body, your light body, becomes visible on whatever planet you go to. When you're not in the Merkaba state and you're back in your body, you're in the physical form. When you're in Merkaba state, anyone who understands Merkabas who've traveled in a Merkaba state, I've taught classes on this. I've taken people off planet in a Merkaba state. And they come back, with a journal. It's a very beautiful thing. When you look at our star family, I'm not saying all the star people beyond Earth build ships through the consciousness. Many do. It's called the living ship. There are other civilizations beyond Earth that create ships by creating ships. They build them, but they're more advanced in terms of the technology beyond Earth. A little bit, not really like astral projection, but Monster, IGMU. It's the Merkaba. Astral projection is astrally coming out of your body. So you might be semantics, but the Merkaba is really the true state of being a living ship. Multifaceted Nancy says, I haven't yet, I'm chicken. Well, as long as you're not turkey and you're a chicken, that's okay. You can be a chicken. That's the beauty of life. Some beings and ships have to be together to fly. If the being dies, the ship won't fly anymore. So there's no such thing as death off planet. It's just a matter of living in a conscious state. Hey, my cup of tea, good to see you. Living waters heal. Yes, you may. I'm looking at your comment. Can I ask a question? Yeah, absolutely. I'm answering questions tonight, which is pretty good. And Liz Marin says, nothing to fear ever. That's absolutely the most truest statement ever. There's nothing to fear except fear itself. And even then, you shouldn't fear fear. It's just an illusion. Working on my fears. And I think a lot of people are. John Thompson, good evening. Wolf Laval says, the moon rise was wild. It was intense. Ask me if you saw the moon rise. Fear is an illusion. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. My question above, living water heals. Let me see what your question is. Living water heals. Let's see. Did I see your... Can I ask you a question? Yes. I didn't see the question, but I heard you say, can I ask you a question? I am looking for your question. If you type, I don't know what it is with TikTok, but people ask me a question, and some of them I'm not seeing. We're doing our best. Nothing you can do about it. So let's see here. The moon looked pinkish and peachy colored. Kevo, welcome to the show. Darren Mabborn, user 524, welcome to Encounters. Lisa, welcome to Encounters. Good to have you with us. Now, I didn't see your question. If you're asking me a question, living water heals, I don't see it. It could be that TikTok is filtering the question. I am looking. Dr. Greer attempted to explain the ship consciousness scenario in one of his documentaries. Interesting. Your soothing voice puts me to sleep for a while. I do have a soothing voice, and I saw an orange one. So Living Water says, I saw an orange one too. You saw an orange ship? I got part of that. I think you're saying I'm thinking you saw an orange ship. You keep missing. I've said it 3 times. For some reason, whatever you're saying, I'm getting parts of your question. I keep writing it like 3 times. I'm going to bring you up, Living Water Heals. I think I can bring you up. I'm bringing you up as a guest. So instead of me trying to figure out what you're writing, we're going to bring you on here. Just press the accept button. We're going to have you on here. And you can ask me right on the program. This is much better. And let me get the lighting. My lighting is just kind of
Hi there.
Hey, finally, we got you on the air. I said, you know
I've
what? I'm
never
going to bring
gone
you.
live on anything before.
Well, you're coming on the right show. You know how the commander operates, so welcome.
Hi. I've seen a number of things throughout the years, and recently I've seen a small white thing that gets bright and then turns off, and then
Mm-hmm.
I've seen an orange one twice, and I wasn't sure if that were like police drones that just, look over the neighborhood. I was
Right.
wondering if you know what that is.
Well, let me ask you some questions. So when you see these things, how high up in the sky are they, number one?
It's actually
How big
quite
are they?
low. It's quite
They're
low,
quite
and it's
low.
actually small. It
So
doesn't look like.
they could be actual orbs, like small orbs. So when you say like they're white and different colors,
No, no,
what
no, no.
and
I've seen the ones that are like really, really colorful. That's separate. But these are
yeah.
just like a bright white, like go outside and then
Mm-hmm.
it'll fly. I've seen ones that are way up high that spark a white and go away, but these are like low and then they're not like see through and they're not sparkly. They're like a bright white and then it just turns off. And that's when I was wondering if like by your
That's
instincts,
weird.
because it only seen two different orange ones around my house, and it's funny because my friend that doesn't believe in UFOs saw it too, so
Yeah.
he's like, what's that? And then one time we
Really.
were looking in the sky and staring at something, and then it moved to the right. He's like, and so he just, anyway, he
He didn't
just
know what to do.
he doesn't know. It's funny because I've been talking about UFOs with him like 6 years, and he's actually seen stuff in the sky with me, which is hilarious.
Well, that's good. That means he has to question his own reality, right?
Yeah, but I was just wondering, like, if your instincts tell you anything about those or why they're
Well,
there.
let's start with the first part of it. So tell me about the ones that are these different colors.
Okay, so about 2 years ago, used to live West County, Sonoma, and
Mm-hmm.
out towards Grayton, towards the west. There was, you know how you see those ones that are in the sky? I think they're star. They're a type of supernova or star where they're all
Or
those like
stars.
they're all like those flashing colors.
Yeah, yeah.
But this was like straight down the street, like out towards the coast, and it was just there and then not there. It was
So let
there
me
like
explain something.
that night.
So there are about 7 spaceships stationary beyond over 50,000 miles outside of our atmosphere. When you look on, whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, whatever coast you're on, if you
Hmm.
look at certain parts of the sky at night, you'll see multicolored blinking lights
Yeah.
on a certain specific area.
Hmm.
Do you want to know what those are?
Sure, because I've seen those out towards the Napa way too.
Okay,
And I see them in all directions.
you want to know what they are?
Yeah.
Outside of our atmosphere, 50,000 miles outside of Earth, everybody, those are motherships. Those motherships have been there forever. I mean, they have been there. They're situated there for a time when there's going to be contact. They've been sitting there. There are about 7 of them in different parts of the planet out of our atmosphere, about 50,000 miles out of our atmosphere. I see those ships every night. They're stationary,
They're
and I've
beautiful.
looked.
I thought they
They're
were a
very beautiful.
star, a type of
No,
supernova or something.
no, they're actually spaceships.
Oh,
They're
okay.
motherships. They actually are motherships with the Ashtar Command, which I work with, and they have been there for probably millions of years,
Hmm.
believe it or not. Now, the personnel on those ships, they do get to switch out. They go back home to their home planets, and so they do come and go. But the ships themselves are there permanently.
There's two
And those,
stationary ones, one north, one south, and the one that was west is not normally there. But
mhm,
that one was like, I was just coming down a road and it was like straight down towards the coast. And I just stood there and watched it. It was
yeah,
like flashing those
yeah.
blues and pinks and all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
colors.
that's a big mothership. It's if you were to be right next to it, it's an absolutely huge ship, people. There's like seven of these ships, and those are stationary. But also understand, in the next 2 years, that is absolutely nothing compared to what's going to be happening around the outside the atmosphere of the planet. There's going to be fleets of spaceships coming from beyond Earth that people are going to start seeing, and you're going to see this every day now as we go into this year and next year. Watch your skies, everybody, because if you're tuned in and you're conscious, you're gonna see our spaceships, meaning Ashtar Command spaceships, and these are very, very beautiful. Some of them multicolored. You're gonna see the ships coming. A lot of ships. They're coming
Uh,
to Earth.
Um, yeah, but
Uh,
do you get any hunch about those little ones that I saw?
Those I'm getting are like small orbs of some sort. They're sort of either orbs or they're non. They come from larger ships. They're
Oh,
basically
okay.
monitor. They're like a circular monitoring energy.
Okay.
They're monitoring things. So when you see those, have you seen them coming close to you?
Yeah, twice, two or three times, but it seems like to me, it's only like 100 feet above.
Okay.
I've seen two different orange ones on two different nights. Um, I've always felt watched and protected. I don't
Hmm.
normally voice it or tell anybody, but um,
Well,
yeah.
this is why I love this show. So now you came out of the closet. You're talking about it, and a lot of people now, 30 years later, will be much more accepting of these stories because they're true. So I do have information for you regarding those white round circular objects. They're monitoring you. The objects are not they're just objects, but they're not just an object. So let me explain this. You're being monitored by star people right now. You personally. I wanted to ask you: have you ever felt like you've been watched, or that you have a
Um,
connection beyond your own physical family?
say that again.
Have you ever felt like you feel different than your physical family, that your mother, father, brother, sister, grandmother, grandfather? Have you felt different about yourself growing up?
I was always empathic,
Mm-hmm.
always, but my mom
Mm-hmm.
was precog, and she was very Um, she had dreams of the cat people, but I don't think she knew anything about any aliens. But I wish I asked her more. She's passed away, but
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't really tell anybody usually that out out loud. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but she said it was a very loving being. It was a
Mm-hmm.
man in a dream. But
Mm-hmm.
I've just seen different things in dreams.
Mm-hmm.
No
Well,
information.
sometimes dreams that are cosmic. When I say that there's like the regular dream and then there's a cosmic dream, right? The
Hmm.
cosmic dream is the dream where things like your mother met this being that was very loving because it wasn't a dream. The dream state was a way for them to make communications with your mom, the space people.
And I figured
And
that
you're,
out way later. Like,
mm-hmm,
I didn't know at the time. At the time, I just thought she had a weird dream
mm-hmm,
until I was friends on Facebook with a lot of well-known people like Terry Lovelace and Charles Hall and all of them that are well known,
mm-hmm,
in
mm-hmm.
the stories that we hear. But I made friends with all those people. I've been shown implants on X-rays from people. I read the guy's book that took the implants out. Like, I've been researching and studying, but
Oh, good, good. But I want to get back to the round lights.
hmm.
So they're being sent down from a larger ship that's cloaked way, way out in the atmosphere of Earth, and you are connected to some star people. I don't know who they are yet, but I'm suggesting to you, because you have abilities, that if you meditate and focus on it, as I will always say, I want to know who my star family is in Christ consciousness. I always use the word that this way you're protected, and you probably already are protected, but you're protected from like cosmic jokers coming in and say, "Oh yes, I'm your star family. My name is whatever." You want to make sure that you're disciplined in the meditation and focusing on your star family and saying, "My name is so and so. I am on Earth now, but I know that I'm being monitored by my star family. Can you please tell me who you are? Only those that are of the Christed levels of light may communicate with me." So you set the parameters. You
Hmm.
set the you put the thing that they can't come through the doorway, so to speak, unless they tell you who they are, where they're from, right? So I definitely believe that you have a spiritual family off planet. I just think that's why those objects are so close to you, because they're monitoring you. They're trying to, they're trying to initiate communications first with these unmanned objects, but the star people are on a spaceship.
I just wasn't sure if it was local police drones. You know what I mean? Like,
No, not police drones.
okay.
That'd be kind of weird for a police drone to come in the neighborhood and watch just any random person for no reason. No, they wouldn't be police drones.
I know
I'm
that
not
they
getting
do
that.
monitor in our area, but I don't know if they are colored or if they shine up or
Yeah,
right.
they just wouldn't randomly come over unless say go to Living Waters Heal. Let's go to her house and monitor what she's doing tonight. They don't do that. That'd be a waste of taxpayer
That'd
dollars.
be
Number
weird,
one.
right? I mean, my friend was outside that at night though, and I is it when you see something way up high and look up and all of a sudden it just flashes white real fast,
Mhm.
way up high in the sky. Is that a
Yeah,
star going out? What is
it
that?
flashes. Okay,
Super
so
white small flash. It's super fast. I have good eyes, so I can spot when.
Okay, so that could be again a situation where it just does that automatically. It's like, so let's go back on that story a little bit. So this before it flashes, what does it look like again?
I nothing. It's just a sudden white flash that's super bright. It's like a tiny little star shows itself only for a split second.
Well, it's either a star or it's not a star.
No, it flashes for a quick second,
That's what I'm
like it's
saying. It
there and
flashes
not
for a quick
there.
second.
Yeah,
It could be a multidimensional object that is 1 minute there and 1 minute not there. So it could be a multidimensional shifting object shifting in our dimension for 1 second, and then bam, it's out of our dimension.
I've seen
Because
that 3 times, and I was
yeah.
wondering if that's just like a phenomena in stars when they like maybe something refracted off of it, like this. But it was at night though, so I don't know.
No, I'm not getting refracted anything. I'm getting, honestly, as I hear that very quickly, my consciousness is rapidly getting the information. It potentially is a multidimensional type of ship. It flashed really bright, came into this dimension, and can go right out of this frequency in 2 seconds. And that's
Sometimes
most
I
likely what it is.
wonder if it's like to let people know, like, yes, we're here, type thing.
Oh, of course, to let you know. Because if you're the one seeing it, it's to let you know, not necessarily anybody else. You see what I mean? You're
Hmm.
seeing these things, it's for you. It doesn't mean that somebody else somewhere in the world is not seeing the same thing. But honestly, when I've interviewed people and they tell me stories and they say, I saw this thing one night and it happened at a specific time period, anything you're encountering in your consciousness visually is for you. It's meant for you.
Well,
But you have to accept the fact that it's you that are being given the opportunity to see something that maybe somebody 10 miles away is not seeing whatsoever. Why is that? Because it's meant for you.
I'm wondering. I've been hearing frequencies since I was 18, and I'm in my 50s now, and different types, and I'm wondering if they're worried about me because I hear a frequency that interrupts my sleep all the time, and
Hmm. Hmm.
so I've been wanting to move, and so yeah, thanks for answering that. I don't really like to draw attention to myself at all. I'm not that type. I'm more like pray for the world type person.
Yeah, no, you're a non-egotistical, loving person that cares about the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's the way I feel too. Yeah, a lot of us here who are watching the show feel that way. You're not alone. It's not and you're not drawing attention to yourself. You're basically drawing attention to your story, which is what you're drawing attention to. Which is that part is the part that's okay, right? Because if you're telling a story, you're going to have people that are interested in that story, and your stories are interesting. So with the lights, definitely you're being monitored by your star family. That's what I'm getting. I don't know who they are. You're going to have to do the work on that one, meaning that all you have to do is do the meditations, focus. When you're ready to do it, you can do a 30-minute meditation per night or whatever when you want to do it. And you'll eventually remember who they are. They will contact you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I can't remember anything else. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Well, I'm glad I brought you up because TikTok is weird sometimes. I hear someone saying, "Did you see my question?"
Can
And
I
then they
tell
say,
you?
"Do you see my?"
Oh, no worries. I'll tell
Yeah.
you one more thing. Back in '91, I went to Medjugorje where the Marian apparitions are, and
Oh yeah.
very similar to Fatima. And I was there for a huge apparition where Mary or someone Palladian, I'm not even sure, appeared
All
to
right.
the six children on top of the hill. I was there. I didn't look
Yeah.
because I was too scared. I was really young. I was like 19, and I
Hmm.
was didn't know what I don't know. I think I
Yeah.
was just trying to be venerate by laying down on the ground,
Yeah.
because um, and it was really weird when I got back because I was originally my grandma was very Catholic and I grew up through all the stages and I really like Pentecostal churches because I have had my neck healed um, once at a service. But my point is, when I came back, I had a dream of a UFO and all these people attached to it. And I was like, what does that mean? I had no idea what UFOs were. I never read anything. I had no concept of that at all. And I was like,
Hmm.
and for the longest time, I was like, why did I dream that all these people were attached to the side of like hanging off of it? Like,
Hmm.
and then I ended up meeting people down throughout the years that had experiences and like little by little learned more. But it was just really weird to come from like a total Catholic supposedly event where it's supposed to be Mary showing up when
Right.
when I found out more details about Fatima, it
Yeah.
definitely seems like it was a ship.
Oh
That
yeah.
the
Well,
things that weren't disclosed to the public, there's
well,
way more going on there.
this is going to bust the matrix on people's religions. That whole thing with the children seeing the Mother Mary
Hmm.
and everything there. Mother Mary came. There was being a projected image of her from a spaceship. Mother Mary, believe it or not, comes from the stars. Mother Mary, and this is going to bust all the religions again, and
I
that's what
believe
I'm here
it.
to do.
She saw angels her whole life. A lot of people don't know that. That she was cloistered and she saw beings throughout her life
Yeah,
as she was a mystic. But go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry, I
And
interrupted.
I've told that's okay. No, so you understand, Mother Mary was a space being. In her outfit. I have a picture of Mother Mary that was taken of the actual Mother Mary, not a painting, not an AI version of her. Next time I'm on here, I'll show the picture. I have it in my meditation room, but you'll see what she looks like, and she's a beautiful being of light. Um,
Purity.
but she was projected to those children from a spaceship that they couldn't see. So
I
Mother
believe
Mary
it.
is a star people. She's a star being.
I
She's a
believe
space
it.
person. And I never shared this before but now I got to put it out of the closet. For those that are religiously stout people in their churches, Mother Mary comes from space. She's a star person,
She
just like
represents
Jesus was a star
purity.
person.
That's why she has so much power.
Yeah, yeah. A lot, and she comes from a very loving energy frequency. Same thing with Jesus. Jesus, Mother Mary, they all come from beyond Earth. They came from the stars. They came from the galactic levels of light. You know,
Logos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Hmm.
it's interesting you brought that up, but that's what Mother Mary is. And the kids, when they saw her, they saw the projection of her image of love, which she
Hmm.
projected from the spaceship that she came from,
A lot of
and then
people
she
don't know
disappeared.
this, that these children are still getting messages. The six
Yeah.
ones from Medjugorje that were in Yugoslavia, they only go to
Mhm.
Yugoslavia certain times of the year, and they live in different states. But
Yeah.
we went to their homes. Um, Again, I was really young, but
Thank you, Etheric. Go ahead.
all
I
right.
just thank you.
Thanks so
Well,
much for
thank
interjecting and talking about it.
Yeah, no, your whole thing about the kids that you had not talked about, I think that's phenomenal. That you talked about that story. And this person Yanni is saying, "Let me out." I don't know what he means by "let me out,"
I think we just
but
blew his mind. It's
Yeah,
gonna take a
yeah.
minute for people to sow seeds
Let
and
me
for
out
them to
quickly.
grasp certain things. It took me a while too,
Yeah.
and
So
I'm
this show does blow people's minds. Um, and yeah, and so I'm glad you came up here. Now I know there's another person. I think it's Robert. Robert says he had an experience. Robert, if you're out there, I want to bring you up. You mentioned you had an experience, and I want to say to Living Water Heals, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you're
yeah.
with the show here. We're on every
So
night around 11 o'clock.
I see you on here. I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for coming
I
on
don't
here.
know how
You
to
had a.
disconnect.
I'll help you out. I'll get you off the spaceship here. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Okay, now you're off the spaceship. Okay, now Yanni, can you tell me what you want to talk about? What's your story, Yanni? We'll bring you up. I want to know what you want to get into with the commander. We'd be happy to talk to you on the show. It just says we're finding out you're in Florida, and Elsa will bring you up after Yanni. But I need to know Miami airspace. What about Miami airspace? Can you tell me what that is? I know there's airspace in Miami, above Miami, but what about the airspace in relation to? I'm trying to figure out. I have a channel, so some type of UFO encounter. Okay, okay, Yanni, South Florida. Yanni, if you can come on and turn your video camera on. Yanni, good evening.
Hey, how you doing? This is Wolf La Vie. I'm using a different page. Can you hear me?
Okay, Wolf Lavi, welcome to the show. This is
Nice,
the number
nice.
one UFO talk show on TikTok, on social media, and welcome to the show. So you live in South
Please forgive
Miami.
me for stopping you a little bit. I want to say something really quick while I have some battery. I'm nomadic right now. Like I'm just enjoying the beach, and like I said, I saw the moon rise today, and the moon looked like it came right out of the ocean, right? But I can't say that because I'm on the other side. But when it came up, it was completely like orange. Like it looked like a ghost ship coming out of the water at first until it like started to rise, and like I don't know why it changes colors to like white, because it literally started like a very peachy orange like everybody
Hmm.
else who saw. I forgot moon rises happen. Now
Yeah.
that's neither here or there. Back to the me being in Florida, and I currently live in Miami. I actually live under the Miami airspace, right? Okay.
Hmm.
So I don't have a lot of time to say this. So if I cut off, forgive me. But um so I'm like maybe like let's say 5 minutes from my area, from my actual property. And
Hmm.
I'm going to my house because I'm gonna go speak with family on a spiritual level. Like I wanted to talk to my dad on a very, very, very high spiritual level. And whatever the case is, when I left, I was in a parking lot in Target on Biscayne, for anybody who's familiar. And I started to drive. When I started to drive, I kind of noticed there was something following me. And this is not the first time this happened. And it followed me all the way to my area, which is not too far. It's like I said, 5 minutes. So I get there, I'm out of the car now. I go in my house. I'm like I said, I'm on another level. I'm just really looking for my dad to talk to. You know, every
Hmm.
every every son should always sit down with their dad and talk to them at the highest spiritual level possible, especially if your dad is a spiritual person or you guys have
Hmm.
like whatever relationships. Whole point is, he wasn't there. So I'm talking to another guy who lives on my property, and this guy has nothing. He knows nothing what I'm talking about. But as I'm talking to this guy, I'm watching this thing in the air watch me, because I watched it follow me from the Target parking lot. And
Hmm.
the reason I knew it wasn't, you see, we have a lot of flights in like our
Oh,
area.
Miami. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like there's a lot of things in the air. You got airplanes, you got planes, you got mini crafts, you got a lot of vessels
Right.
in the air, a lot of stuff. All right, whole point is, I knew for a fact, because of my time seeing a bunch of different type of crafts in the area, this was completely different. One, like someone mentioned, like it's white and it could go off. It could literally be in the same place and disappear, which it just turns off its lights or something like that. See,
Mm-hmm.
normal planes and vessels in Florida are not allowed to do that. So I knew this was beyond authority. What I
Mm-hmm.
thought was kind of cool was that I felt like this ship or these ships, because this is not my first time seeing this, and that's how I knew to watch it very closely
Mm-hmm.
and keep a good eye. I watched it for
Mm-hmm.
about an hour and a half, and
Hmm.
I feel like they watch the airports because that's our way of getting into the air. So they keep control as they're in the air. They watch how we like.
Oops. Are you still there, Yanni? I hope he still has battery power. Yanni, are you still with us? Hmm. Hopefully we'll get the rest of the story. I think his battery died. I guess we'll be back soon. We're just getting into the crux of the story here, and I think his battery died. Yep, that's what probably happened. The battery died. We'll have to have Yanni back. I think his battery went down. I'm pretty sure of it. So that was a brief interview with Yanni, but his battery died. So, and I think Robert, who's the Elsa, you still there? We'll bring Elsa up since Yanni's battery died. Yeah, I hope he comes back again. I'd love to hear the rest of the story. Okay. Oh, there, Elsa, there you are. Let's see if we can bring up Oh, you only have 5 followers, Elsa. Hey, April, good to have you back. Elsa has only 5 followers, so unfortunately, I can't. Hey, so we're going to. I'm not a phone person. Yeah, Elsa, you need to get up to 200 followers so we can actually bring you on. I don't have much experience. Okay, that's cool. And there was a Robert on here. If you have a story to tell, if you've had visitations, you have a very interesting story. We have to get you up to 200 so we can actually bring you on. I found 2 spaceships on one in Georgia, one in upstate New York. Danielle Rizzo. Danielle Rizzo, I found 2 spaceships. Danielle Rizzo, I want to hear your story about your finding 2 spaceships, one in Georgia and one in upstate New York. That's interesting. It'll be more interesting when I know what it's about. Danielle, welcome to the show.
Hi, am I on?
Yes, you are, and
You
I
can hear
was reading
me?
your sentence. Yes, so I know it's hard to understand something in a sentence. Maybe we get a clarification. So you saw a UFO, one in Georgia, and you say the word found 2 spaceships, one in Georgia and one in upstate New York. Do you mean you actually saw one spaceship in one state and one in another state?
So the first incident was through the rain app that I sleep with. I heard several different ETs. They were speaking. They were saying things like ET, retard, retard, and a whole bunch of other words one evening.
Hmm.
And then the next 48 hours, I was led down to by just numbers and I forget exactly what it was like that day, but a boat launch in Elabelle, Georgia called Black Creek. And
Mm-hmm.
upon arriving, a band I never heard of, Black Creek, played a song, at which point in time, my boyfriend got out and took a little walk. He came back. He's like, I took a few pictures. And I said, well, who's the guy in there with you? And he at that point said, there's nobody in there. And I'm like, yeah, there's someone right there with a number 5 basketball jersey on. I said, and blah, 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 blah. So as it turned out, it ended up being his brother who is deceased. So through,
Yeah. And we don't get into
negative to positive in the pictures. I was once told that Satchmo and a Native American Indian man are my two guardian angels. In the negative of the pictures were Native American Indians hanging from trees. They were nailed to trees, and in the light, they were full dress and everything else. But it was in the photos, and in that picture, in the right corner, was a spaceship.
Okay.
Okay. At which point, this then went to upstate New York. So in the course of 2 weeks, I ended up there, and the same thing, except for this area was not Native American Indian, but just interdimensional. So a lot of different animals.
Let me ask you,
Elephants. Go ahead.
Danielle, was the spaceship in the first part the same spaceship you saw in upstate New York, or was that something different?
No, they were different looking.
Okay.
And possibly a third. I did research the hieroglyphics that I could make out, and it did appear to be Egyptian. So I heard their voices, and then in the car, in the rearview mirror, there was a day where, for a very, very split second, I thought I saw someone sitting behind me, and I kind of tested it, and I said, "Well, if that's what I think it is, you're going to have to do better than that." And I had gone out and was having a cigarette. It was pitch dark, and looked in the rearview mirror, and sure enough, I got to see the whole face for several seconds.
Really? Can you tell us
yeah.
what the face looked like? What did the face look like you saw for several seconds?
It was like a flesh color. It definitely was more eyes than anything else. And I didn't really skip a beat. Like, I didn't get scared. I didn't really even react. There was a lot of pure, just, I don't know what the word would be, but love, I guess you could say, is what I felt. I felt very at peace.
I was going to ask you felt so the eyes you saw of the space person, you felt a dramatic feeling of love, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
And no, like, you would think I would have gotten scared. I did not. And my reaction was, I said out loud, "You're not that ugly." And I got out of the car at that point. It was over. So that second, that would be the third contact, probably lasted, more in the upwards of maybe 5 seconds, like that.
Yeah. Interesting. And the fact that you felt love. So do you think that space being that was looking at you came from one of those spaceships that you were looking at?
Do I think it was?
Do you think it came from the spaceship?
I would have to assume this is all connected.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I would think
I want to know what you feel.
Yeah.
Not so much what I feel,
I definitely.
but what you feel. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at.
It's got to be connected. And then what's interesting is with these photos. So going back to Elabelle, Georgia, which was what was it? It was a boat launch, right? Those are still changing till today, and so are the pictures from upstate New York. So it's hard to describe, but they're at times they get fuzzy. Animals are appearing, disappearing. Faces are appearing. There's it's like spirit faces, whatever you want to call them, human faces. There's tree people, and then the Native American Indian and Elabelle. That was amazing, because in the light they were in full headgear. The women had dresses on. I actually saw like torches and fire. They were building things, and from kind of what I'm piecing together is that through my eyes, like my human eyes here right now, I'm sort of unseeing some of these things, and possibly they're being released because all of the photos have changed in both locations. So you're no longer getting the scary, demonic looking things anymore.
And we stay away from the paranormal on this show. If you're new to it, we don't talk any paranormal, just strictly ET cosmic stuff. So let me ask you a question. Have you had visitations beyond what you mentioned about the eyes looking at you and feeling love? have you had direct over your life any visitation from people from off planet, space people?
Maybe orbs.
Mm-hmm.
There was one point where I was pretty much awake, and I don't want to even say sleep paralysis because I don't think it was. I was pretty much awake where I had thought that something was trying to put a silver bracelet on my wrist.
That's a
And I'm
bracelet.
also
Okay.
somebody who does these hand configurations in my sleep. And
Mm-hmm.
I lay on my back and my arms go straight up in the air. And I've never seen myself do it, but I've been told over and over again. So I do these hand
Yeah.
configurations and I laugh apparently, and this could go on for hours. So
Wow.
yeah, there's been oddities throughout my life that I, couldn't explain until now. Sure.
Interesting. So, it sounds like you're a very awakened person. You're very conscious on a lot of levels. I can tell that just by listening to you. Do you realize how conscious you are on a lot of levels, or is this
Um,
something relatively new?
so 16 years, so I'm 47. I was born in February 16th, 1977. 16
Mm-hmm.
years ago, I always say that I was, I was tapped. I was awakened. Like I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
looking.
Okay.
I couldn't have cared less. But
Mm-hmm.
so I had that. And that's where the Satchmo and the Native American Indian, who I have put a face to, and it's Crazy Horse. And
Hmm.
um, So basically, I ran from New York down to Georgia, almost in a panic, and I had no reason for it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was planning on having a trip down there to visit family, but it became like I've got to get there now. And
Mm-hmm.
upon doing that in November of 2023, I
Mm-hmm.
started the second download, and I feel like I just made it by the skin of my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And that basically started with one morning. I started the John Lennon album, and I put on. It's the album with starting over and
Yeah.
watching the wheels go round. Can you hear me
Yeah.
still?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
hear you fine. I
So
think
I
everybody
was
does. So
listening
go
to
ahead.
it that morning and I'm like, holy shit, John Lennon's alive. And then that was it. I was off to the races. And
Yeah.
then I was double bunnied, which was weird because, I was following these things, not knowing what the hell I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, I've spent many, many hours at this point, I guess,
Yeah.
downloading.
Well, yeah, you're getting well. So this we're in a situation now on Earth where there's a dimensional shift. What's happening is everyone's going to have it happen. You're having it happen your way. The next person happen a different way. So everything's being downloaded, and in Christ consciousness, which is the consciousness, everything gets downloaded into our consciousness. So, do you do like any meditations at all, or do you meditate?
No, no. To be honest, no. And
You
I've
don't.
really gone like a miss. In between these 16 years,
Thank you, Liz.
there was like 3 months where I was like floating around, but like other than that, my life has been like really rough. So
Okay, so
no, no
if you
meditating
want,
in a long
if
time.
you want, yeah, I would suggest to make your life less rough. I'm getting you should meditate for at least 30 minutes a day. You have to take time out for yourself and allow yourself to be still. Find a place, be it the beach, be it in the woods, on a trail, wherever it is, in a room, and you want to clear your consciousness into Christ consciousness. And if you say, "I'm a Christed being of light," it will change the frequency of energy within your whole cellular structure. It'll happen like instantaneously. That's what I do in my workshops. When I teach people off planet, we operate everything in a Christ conscious frequency, and that's very different, than where you are right now. So once you go into that meditative state, the whole idea now, especially now, because we're going to be in the next 2 years having contact with people from other planets, we want everybody to get centered in this crazy world we live in and center on that little peaceful part of yourself, which is the higher self aspect of you. You're getting downloads, so you're already getting downloads. But to get more specific, I think if you elevate yourself to the Christ conscious level, you'll actually make connections with your star family, because there is a star family for everybody out there, including yourself. It's just that
Yeah,
sometimes, with all these other things going on, you don't have a chance to stop and say, wait a minute. But you have to take a chance and stop to say, wait a minute, I do have a family out there beyond Earth, excuse me, that is probably watching you, but they're not contacting you because you're going all over the place. So you need to just allow yourself to take a deep breath and kind of slow down a bit and say, okay, wait a minute, I need to stop. I need to go within. I need to connect with my star family. And
yeah.
that is
Hmm.
very key right now for you. That's what I'm getting right for you. all these things are happening, but they're somewhat of a distraction to really where you want to be. And I'm getting you need to just allow yourself to have time for yourself. You don't give time to yourself really. I don't think.
Yeah, no, life is definitely
No, I
chaotic and on
know.
the road. Yeah,
I know it is. I read your energy right away.
yeah,
So for me, for your lesson, and if you watched my show before, I read people's energy. You need to take time to breathe. Take 30 minutes out of your time, whatever time of the day it is, and allow yourself to meditate to get to connect with your star family. But the way you do it, you're going to actually say, "I'm a Christed being of light, and I'm going to center on my inner self instead of my conscious mind." I'm going to get away from that because that's going all over the place.
yeah,
You need to get away from your mind for a few minutes, like 30 minutes, and go into your heart center, and you'll actually see yourself connecting on a whole nother level. I really do believe that to be true.
yeah. No, that's definitely on point. I'm also quickly. I'm somebody who, after that 16 years ago, waking up
Hmm.
to certain things,
Hmm.
also became aware of the fact that I was passing through a song. So somebody would pass away, and
Hmm.
I would receive a song from them.
Hmm.
And so in the beginning, it took me a long time to figure out what was going on. But at this point in time, it's a lot easier. And
Hmm.
I have a book of maybe like 25, 30 songs at this point. But so
Hmm.
that like happened also. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, interesting. But I
Mm.
want you to, I'm really getting told by the command. I'm telepathic. They're saying, tell her to meditate. So, yeah, they want you to meditate for 30 minutes a day or a night, whatever you want to choose to do, wherever you want to do it. Find a quiet spot. Tell your mind to, tell your mind you love your mind, but your mind needs to be quiet now for 30 minutes and allow you to just get into that centered space. And I
Yeah.
guarantee you, when you do that, you're going to have the most beautiful experiences connecting with your cosmic family, and you're gonna and do it by saying, "I'm a Christed being of light, and I wish to connect with my star family." And as you quietly do that, it'll be in telepathic communications. That'll be your first contact with them. I don't know who they are, but you do have a star family beyond Earth. Just to let you know.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Very well. I will
Yeah,
start
definitely.
working on that tomorrow, I guess. Yeah.
And let me know down the road. I always tell people down the road, whenever that is, when you make that connection, I want to hear the future story of what that is when it gets there.
I will. I will. I will keep you posted. Well, thank you
Thank
for
you.
listening to me. You have a great night.
You too, Danielle, and we're following you, so you're now a part of the tribe here. Welcome to the show.
Okay, great.
And
Thank you.
thanks, Danielle, for being here. I have another guest, and I have no idea yet who that is. Ah, I have a person named, E. He's been on before. Hey, we're going to bring E on. The face is recognizable, and we'll see where E is. Hey, E, how you doing? Hey, Enlightened Jess, are you there? Are we having cosmic interference? Enlightened Jess, are you there? Enlightened Jess, are you there? Only on this show can weird things happen, folks. I mean, all the time. At some point, something weird does happen here. Enlightened Jess, do you know you're here? Am I on another planet right now, am I somewhere else? What is going on? Enlightened Jess, are you here? I don't think she's here. I hope I'm here. Am I on a spaceship right now? Or am I actually here on TikTok? Enlightened Jess, are you here? Oh, yeah, she's sleeping. You know what? I think she is sleeping. I think she was sleeping, waiting to come on the air. I hear somebody snoring. SML says you're in heaven, just dreaming you're not. She was snoring. She was snoring. So let's see what's going to happen on here. You were kidnapped. Fernando says, I'm kidnapped by a UFO for a quick minute. Time froze or something happened. Well, you wouldn't be kidnapped by a spaceship because that's just a spaceship. I don't know if you were kidnapped, but you were taken on a spaceship. I don't know if the wording is right on that. Hey, Jay, good to have you with us. CIA tap in. All right. Who am I going to bring on next? Who am I going to bring on next? I think since I am the host of the show, I can bring on anybody I want, right? Since I host the show. Now, I do have somebody else wanting to come on here. Multifaceted. Multifaceted. We're going to bring Multifaceted on here. And then Olivia, we'll bring on Olivia after Multifaceted. I hope Multifaceted isn't falling asleep.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Doing okay.
Good to have you on, Nancy. And you're awake, so that's good. The other person was snoring, and I
Yeah, I
had her on
heard that.
before. So tell us where you're from, and tell us a little bit about your story, and let's go on to get to where that is.
I'm in Kingston, Ontario.
Okay, welcome to the show.
Um, I've always believed in UFOs, probably because my mom did.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she took pictures when she was 18. Newspaper printed them. They got confiscated. But when I
Wait
was
a
in
minute.
my teens,
Mm-hmm.
I had dreams 3 nights in a row where I had a vision of an alien ship above the house I was in,
Mm-hmm.
living, and each time I would have weird dreams where they're telling me I am their descendants, that they are my family.
Yeah, that would be
Right?
like Star Family. Star
Yes.
Family.
And they said I was a star child, that I
Mm-hmm.
had a
Mm-hmm.
purpose here. The third night, I finally woke up, sat up out loud, said, "Okay, I believe you," and the dream stopped.
Really, that's interesting.
It's like they kept repeating it until I said, "Okay, I believe what you're telling me." A few years later, when I was 20, I'm visiting my mom and she's in the kitchen cooking. From the kitchen, she says to me, "Do you know you're a star child?" And I just thought, that's weird. I said, "Yes, I
Right.
do." And she said, "Okay." And I says, "But mom, what does that mean?" She goes, "You'll know when the time comes," and would not discuss anything further about it.
So did your mom have contact with Star people?
She never said, but from that I think she did, but wanted me to learn and just wait.
Yeah.
That
I have a th- I
whatever.
th- I think your mom did have contact. She wasn't telling you everything.
No, I could tell she wasn't, and she like
Yeah.
purposely would not say another word and discuss it at all.
Yeah, I think she did. I think she had contact.
Years
Yeah.
later, I also saw one over Toronto Island Airport.
Mm-hmm.
My husband at the time and I were watching from the beach, watching planes coming in and landing. You could hear them, you could see the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, one came in, same light pattern, no sound, and we're kind of looking like we can't hear it. All of
Right.
a sudden, the lights totally changed, and then it was like
Really?
gone in seconds, in a split
Wow.
second. And we just
That's
sort of looked
crazy.
at each other. It's like, okay, and went home.
Wow.
But I've always seen
Wow.
like weird lights in the sky that don't follow patterns, and I just assume I know they're flying around, so I never make any big deal of it.
Do you think any of the spaceships you're seeing, like some people will tell me in their stories that the spaceship always is following me or it's near me or you know I'm seeing these things constantly. The people have told those stories. Have you had any experiences throughout your life, and this is Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show? I'm your host, CmdrAleon from Mars, and talk show host of WESU's NPR radio show in the United States on Sunday mornings at 11:30 called Cosmic Eye Radio. But anyway, getting back to what we're talking about, have you ever had sightings where you feel that the intelligences on board that spaceship are actually watching you?
Sometimes, most of the time, I'm just seeing them going from place to place,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I've always like tried to read up on things, learn
Yeah.
new things,
Mm-hmm,
and I'm very open-minded to different ways of thinking.
mm-hmm.
I
Have you
never.
ever have you ever this is always important when they try to wake you up and tell you you are part of their family, as you said earlier in your story. Um, have you ever tried to pursue after that stopped happening, like meditating and trying to reconnect with them? or no?
Just recently, I started doing that again
You
because
started, yeah.
I always, after that, would have weird dreams, and in those dreams, I'd be told different things like part of my purpose is here is to help
Hmm.
others,
Yeah.
and also with what we're doing to the world, there's going to be
Hmm.
major stuff happening, and
Hmm.
I'm just to help other people.
Hmm. Now, how did you know that there's going to be other stuff happening? Was that communicated with you in a dream,
Yes,
through meditation, in a dream?
yeah.
When was that? When did you have that dream?
I've had them off and on my whole life.
Your whole life. Okay. So you, in a
In the
sense, have been
last
communicating. Go
in
ahead.
the last year, I am constantly having very vivid dreams and
Hmm.
lucid dreams where I can control what's in them, what's
Hmm.
going on. Like
So
I'm,
you've been having these dreams, just for audience, our audience watching this. You've been having these dreams about changes happening all your life since you were a kid, right?
yes,
Okay. And then you were being communicated with, and then it stopped, saying you are part of our galactic family. In a sense, they were saying to you telepathically in your head, you are connected with us.
yes.
And now you said that recently you decided you're trying to reconnect on that level. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, and since I started doing that, I've been having a lot more of the dreams. Like almost
Right.
nightly.
Hmm. Now, do you understand that you can actually reconnect with the space people that communicated telepathically with you?
I've been putting off doing the meditation.
Okay.
Just because I live
Yeah.
in a house where there's always other people around
Yeah.
and I get distracted very easily. I'm ADHD.
Yeah. So, do you have a chance as it's getting warmer? I want you to find a place where you can be by yourself. I'm getting told that you need to find a space. I don't care if it's an empty beach outside of Toronto or wherever it is. You find that space to be by yourself without the distraction and sit there and quietly meditate for 30 minutes, whether it's on a trail in the woods, wherever it is. You find that space that you feel is comfortable and safe for you. And that's where you need to be. And then you'll be getting the communications direct from the space people because you're getting too many distractions in your location. You need to find a space where you can be by yourself.
I do have some nice big wooded fields near me.
You do.
Yep.
Up where you are in Canada. Are you in Toronto or out of
I'm in
Toronto?
Kingston.
Kingston, okay. So when you get out of Kingston, you need to find a space where you can be by yourself because, when there's a lot of people around, it doesn't matter. You're going to be distracted no matter what because there's too many people in one house or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you go to that place in the woods, you find that spot that you listen to your inner guidance where you're supposed to be in the woods. You find that space and you just go and meditate there and connect with your star family, with space people. And I believe you will make that connection.
I'll definitely try that because I would love to be in contact with them again to get a better picture of
Yeah.
my what my job is to do.
Yeah, you'll do it as long as you're in a quiet space. When there's a lot of people, and I don't care how well people are meditating. When you have a lot of people around you, it can be a distraction. So you
No,
need to
I'm
have that.
very empathic, so I pick up everybody's energies and moods.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, yeah. So you're
So
an empath. Yeah.
yeah. So living in a house with multiple people, I have to keep a certain amount of
Oh
walls up all
gosh,
the
yeah,
time, not to just get
yeah,
flooded.
yeah. It gets a little bit. It gets a little bit just difficult to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely do that. And I want you to let us know what happens when you down the road reconnect with your star family because you will. You just have to have that quiet space in the woods.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that.
Hey, Nancy, thanks for coming up in Canada. Everybody, give it a round of applause for Nancy. We appreciate you telling your story.
Thanks for having me. By the way, this is my first time ever doing a live.
Oh, really? Well, this is the number
Yeah.
one spiritual UFO talk show on any social media. You'll find that I'm from Mars. I'm a contactee from the '60s. I saw men and women on a spaceship in a cul-de-sac in Long Island, in the United States, in Long Island, New York, when I was a kid, and they were just sending me telepathic messages in their light blue spacesuits that I was not from Earth. And as I got older, I became more aware of who I was, and I came out of the closet over 21 years ago that I'm from Mars, a star seed, and yeah, I work with the Ashtar Command, which is our galactic family. So I know a lot of things. I'm pretty much activated in many many levels. So yeah, I'm glad you came up here.
Yeah, I'm very glad you're doing this because for years if I said anything to anybody, then I was just nuts or
Well,
imagining.
30 years later, the people that don't believe, they're the ones that are nuts. And the people 30 years later, like yourself, we are the majority. And I want people to realize this. Everybody out there, we now are the majority on the planet. The people that have had encounters, visitations, seen UFOs, we are the majority. The people that think that we are whatever, they are now a minority, believe it or not, 30 years later. People have changed. Consciousness has shifted.
Thank
And we
goodness.
are actually, all of us are much more aware than a lot of people on this planet. And over 80%, they did years ago, they did a survey. 80% of the people believe that there's extraterrestrial intelligence beyond Earth. That's 80% of the population. That was done probably 15, 20 years ago, that survey.
Yeah, we
30
can now
years
say I
later,
told you so.
right. So if anyone says anybody's nuts or crazy, I can usually when I get trolls on here to try to do that, they're out here in 2 seconds. There's no way they could compete with the commander because the commander will turn them into mush in 2 seconds. So there you
I
go.
noticed all your listeners too will also just sort of like, yep, we'll be positive about it. It's like, okay, you believe what you believe, but we're
Right.
going to keep believing.
Yeah. We have a big audience all over the world. So right now, since we've been on, we've had 5,600 people watch the show since 11 o'clock.
Wow, fantastic.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's great.
Well, Nancy, thank you and your pleasure. Let us know what happens. Keep us, I always tell my guests, come back when you have more information. You're just amazing, and we're glad you came on the show tonight.
Thanks very much.
All right. Have a beautiful night.
You too.
Let's see here. I'm going to bring Nancy off. Everybody, a round of applause for Nancy. We appreciate her being on here. Let me see if I move my camera, if things change. No, it's darker. All right. We're going to keep it near the light here. And we have, another guest. I have no idea who it is. And I have Holy Smokes and Olivia. Olivia is going to come on here, and then Holy Smokes. So Olivia is our next guest on Encounters. This is the #1 UFO spiritual talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, with WESU NPR Radio for 21 years. Olivia, welcome to the show.
Hi, hello.
Welcome to the
Okay.
show. And
Yes.
whereabouts are you? Where are you located?
Oh, I am in Canada, in Montreal.
Montreal. Okay, I've been to Montreal many years ago in the 70s. I had friends that went to college that were from Quebec when I lived in Vermont. So welcome to the show. Good to have you with us. So tell us, what would you like to share regarding the subject?
Yes, I would like to ask you about that galactic family and how it's possible. Do you have to pass through some kind of tests to be kind of accepted, or you are not accepting anyone new? And how that works? I would like to know, because also you gave me answers from previous participators
Mm-hmm.
about how to find my star family, as you call it,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been living here, have had different experiences with strange people, strange kinds, that I cannot explain, because I came as immigrant 27 years ago from Bosnia and Herzegovina here, and kind
Mm-hmm.
of I never integrated here, I couldn't find any friends, any people, no human contact at all.
Right.
And that made me a really strange person. I'm not seeing people, I'm not meeting anyone new. People are strange, people are completely different. Like if I entered a different reality, but that's for 20 years, that's not only
Mm-hmm.
for a few months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And nothing was happening, so I didn't know what it was, what happened to me, why I'm having that kind of experience. So, to say no experience, like at all. And like I would like to know, to meet warm people, I would like to, as I know it from my place, where I
Mm-hmm.
was living, and I used to have family, but now my family is very small and very restricted. I don't hear from them anymore. And I feel
Mm.
something is strange with me. Like if I was if I enter the reality or something, some kind of zone or area that I got lost somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
in the space also
Hmm.
with some people that don't recognize me. Maybe them I just don't see them. I don't see anyone, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel the presence. I feel the presence all around me, and I don't feel welcomed at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
But I'm
so
not a treat to anyone, because I am alone, I'm by myself,
mhm.
I don't have any intentions, I'm not a warrior, I never like to go to wars, things like that, you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So there's a lot of things you're saying here, and I'm going to answer all your questions, believe it or not. So let's deal with the first part about how do you become a member of, let's say, the Ashtar Command. There's no membership. It's not like a club or anything. The Ashtar Command are spacemen and women from other different planetary systems. They don't have a club. There's not a club I belong to. So they are our cosmic family. So, for example, when I talk about the Ashtar Command, they are our cosmic family. There's no dues to become a member of the Ashtar Command. They're our cosmic family. They come from many planetary worlds of peace beyond our Earth. And many of them are coming back here to our planet to reconnect with us on the planet Earth. That's what's happening. It's slowly starting to happen now. So you don't have to, be a member or carrying card person for becoming an Ashtar Command part of the family. If you have had connections with the star family, let's say you have a star family, which you do, whether you realize it or not, you would have a connection to them, but you don't have to have there's no dues to connecting with somebody or a group of space people from another planet or with the Ashtar Command. It's something that can happen to anybody, and it's related to your connection. So when you feel alone in Montreal, and when you feel like you have no one to talk to, and you feel like you're different, you're actually different only in the sense that you don't think the way other people do in Montreal, or whether you're in New York or Paris or wherever. It's just because your energy frequency is different. So you're not attracted to those people. And obviously, they're not going to be attracted to you. You're operating on a different frequency. Now, in this broadcast, you're going to find people that are attracted to you because they operate on that same energy frequency, that galactic frequency. And if they operate on that galactic frequency, you're obviously going to have a connection, you know?
Mhm.
So I can completely understand how you feel to feel alone, but don't feel alone. I mean, it's easy to say don't feel alone, but you're not really alone because you have all these people in this room here on this show that are watching you, that are people that are star people, people that are starseed, people that have had encounters with the space people, or had been seeing UFOs
Uh,
all their lives. You know what I mean? You have a connection
uh,
already, and it doesn't have to be based on a membership. So it's not like you have to knock on my door and give me a ticket to get in, or whatever, to get into
yeah,
my
yeah,
club.
yeah.
There's no club. It doesn't even exist. There's no kind of club. It's just that we are all from other planetary systems, and we all have a connection to a greater good, which is our star family. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes, I wasn't searching anything specific, I was just looking for warmth, for kind of people, and then every little while I see where I live here, I'm seeing different people always coming and going,
Mm-hmm.
and different owners of the place. They're changing
Mm-hmm.
all the time. I never know
Mm-hmm.
who it is. And then suddenly there is somebody coming here, and suddenly they want to move us all here, and I'm having problems with my health, with my
Mm-hmm.
resources.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because now somebody is questioning my resources, and I'm having
Mm-hmm.
heart problems every
Oh my
second
God.
day.
Well,
Unfortunately,
I pray that your heart gets better. That I will send some prayers out to you. We hope that you feel better.
yeah,
You know.
something is attacking all the time my left side, my
Mm-hmm.
completely my legs, my left side, heart, my hand. it's
Hmm.
strange experience because I don't know what it is. I believe it's something supernatural, something that's controlling me, but
So let me
only
ask,
the interested in left.
let me ask you a question. Well, let me actually help you here.
Okay.
Would you like to possibly try to get rid of that all that pain and stuff that's going on?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I don't know why. Believe me, I'm not having goals in that sense that I'm having
Mm.
goals and things like that. I'm a little bit like lost. I have to tell
Lost.
you
Okay.
honestly, because everything around me is acting like they're having goals and different, purposes in life and things like that. I honestly lost my purpose because it was kind of hard for me to achieve anything like even the smallest, the simplest goals. It was very hard. I had
Hmm.
a hard time all the time.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so,
let me do this for you. So based on what you're telling me now, I'd like to do something for you. I want you to close your eyes for a minute,
okay.
and I'm going to do something right now for you. I do this depending on what I hear. I'm a good listener. That's part
Mm-hmm.
of being a talk show host and being on a radio station for 21 years. I'm a good listener. So what I hear happening is there's a physical thing happening with you, that's happening. So I want to do something right now with you, and I can't tell you whether it's going to work or not. I don't proclaim to know that to be sure, but at least I will do something for you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you close your eyes, I want you to just clear your consciousness of everything around you right now.
Okay.
Okay. And as you clear your consciousness, we're going to focus on you. I'm putting a light shield around me when I do this so I don't absorb anybody else's energy. I can't do that. I make sure I don't absorb anyone else's energy of what they're going through. That's not the purpose. So now I'm going to actually do something here that I think is going to subtly, you're going to feel the energy shift.
Mm-hmm.
As you close your eyes, just say that I am protected in the cosmic levels of Christ consciousness.
I am protected from on the Christ
I,
level from
I,
cosmic. I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm going to repeat it. I am protected in the cosmic Christ consciousness. I am protected in the cosmic Christ consciousness.
I am protected in the cosmic Christ consciousness.
There you go. Now we're going to say it again. I am protected in the cosmic Christ consciousness.
I am protected. But my heart is kind of, I'm always attacked. I don't know why.
Well,
I guess.
I want you to focus on what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you here.
Okay.
So you're not going to think about why you're being attacked. We're going to focus on definitely healing you. We're going to
Okay.
focus on healing you. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm protecting my energy with a bubble of light, and I'm also here to help you. Okay, I
Okay.
do that every once in a while on my lives, and so as you focus not on that other stuff, focus on I am a Christed, cosmic Christed being of light.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want you to repeat that. I want you to stay very focused.
I want to focus on the.
Yeah, just repeat. I am a Christed, cosmic Christed being of light.
I'm cosmic Christed being of light.
Right, that's exactly right. Now that you said it, I want you to absorb those words and transfer those words into energy. What I mean is, when you take the words, which have a vibration, you transfer those words into energy, it will change the physical nature of your experience, the visual and also the physical. So what you're doing is by doing that, you're actually saying to yourself, I no longer accept the discomfort or the pain I'm going through or any kind of illness that is projected within my physical body. I am now letting go of that and sending it up to God. So when you have that energy like that, you say, you know what? I don't need this anymore. I don't need to have this happening to me. I have a purpose. I have a purpose in life. I have a greater purpose than I even realize. So you let go of it and you give it up to God. So you say, you know what? I think I'm going to give away all this stuff that it's making me having this physical stuff going on. I'm going to give it back to God and let God deal with it. All right. If you let God deal with it, you now are taking your power back. Like Michelle said, take your power back. Michelle, you're absolutely correct. You know? So I want you, can you actually, right there now, where we're doing this live broadcast, we're going to do something for you. I want you to release the discomfort and the pain you're going through and say to God, God, I'm going to give this back to you. You can organically destroy it or whatever you want to do. I'm giving it back to you. You can organically make it disappear. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to move forward. I don't need to have this anymore. You know? And so you're
But
letting go
honestly,
of
I
it.
don't know what it is. Honestly, I don't.
You don't have to know what it is. You just have to let go of it. You don't have to think about what it is. You're just cosmically going to let go of it and give it back up to God. God is universal. God has no religion or anything. God is the creator of light, love, universal through all the planetary systems of light. So all you're doing is you're letting go of it. And by letting go of it, as tough as sometimes it may be because you've been hanging on for so long, once you let go of it, you're going to feel a whole lot better. Whether it takes you a day to get through this or 2 weeks to get through it, you're going to feel once you release that out of your body is going to be in sync universally in the cosmic levels of light, and you will not have that experience anymore.
Okay, so now because you mentioned the Christ, the consciousness, so I
Yes,
would like to tell you that I am not following religion at all, in
right.
the
That's right.
sense that I'm reading the Bible every day and all that. I'm
Hmm.
not a religious practitioner either, but I believe in something. Most of the time, I don't even wish anything because I believe that everything is fake and that there is nothing that would want to help me. For so far, that was my experience. But I don't think that I am like evil person or that
Oh no, you're
I'm
not. You're
just
not. I'm
not
just.
good enough.
Oh no, you are good enough. You're way better than you think you are. Don't ever believe that you're not good enough because you are. You're perfectly fine. The thing is, when you mention that you're having some physical problems, which have nothing to do with being good enough, you're totally good enough. You have to just believe in yourself, you know. And if you believe in yourself, that's all that matters. Once you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter what other people think, as long as you believe in yourself, right?
But
Who
at
cares what other
least
people think?
you know who you are talking to when you're talking to somebody. You know who you are talking to. You're talking to Galactic Society. But I don't have perception of anyone I'm talking to. And I
Right,
don't know, honestly, I don't know who I would like to talk to
right.
because I
That's
cannot
good.
find better than myself for the moment.
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? If you know,
Yeah, no, I do. You don't have to have that knowledge now of who you need to talk to galactically. And you know, it's not so important whether there's no race or rush to be like saying, why am I not connecting like all these other people at some cosmic level? There's no like race to saying who's number one here. It's not a matter of being number one. If someone has to be number one, that's coming from ego. It's all a matter of time. So you take your time, and as you progress, you know, in your own way, you do it for yourself in your own way. Each of us have to do it our own way. Like I can't tell everybody to do it the same way. There's no way everybody's going to be the same or going to be at the same level as the next person. And some people are just waking up. So there's no wrong way or right way. It's just a matter of just going with the flow and learning your way through it, and you will get there. You know, so
Okay,
you're
and
fine.
one last question I would just ask you. Do you have lots of contacts with people, with humans, how do you perceive them? Do they have to be certain way to be able to contact with you or to be near you, or maybe it's their energy that's too much for you? Do you have these things around you?
Well, for me, I came here to bust the matrix. I came from Mars. So when I'm human, I had a human family that no longer exists, but I came from Mars originally, that has about 10 to 15 million people on the planet. I work with galactic grouping of cosmic light, which is the Ashtar Command, which is representing all the planetary worlds of peace. And so, in that level, I've always been a people person. You know, I interact with people. I love interacting with people, but I also like quiet space. When I'm doing my mission work, sometimes I need, well, obviously, I need to have meditation time to get my downloads and focus. But I'm very much an interactive person here. I'm here for a purpose to be public in terms of doing this kind of a show where um, I want to be with people. There are people that are, let's say, negative energy. I don't let myself be around people that are negative or have negative, things on their agenda. I pretty much stay away from that. My consciousness is at a certain frequency that is beyond a lower dimensional frequency. So I operate in Christ consciousness all the time. You know.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Nice to understand you. And also, yeah, so, but where do you live? Do you live in a city or in a...
Not in the city. I live in a New England town here in Connecticut in the United States. So it's, yeah, it's not a city. I sometimes go to New Haven, Connecticut for pizza because they have the best pizza. But other than that, I don't. I pretty much stay out of the city. I'm more or less, if anything, I'd rather go north into further into the country areas, into the mountains. That's where I'd rather be. Yeah,
Okay.
or the beach. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you too. Thank you for coming up here and sharing your story. And have a beautiful evening. That's Olivia, and we have, I think, another person, and my brother. And let's see, we have now Holy Smoke. Holy Smoke. We're going to bring Holy Smoke up. A lot of guests tonight. This is on a roll here. Holy Smoke, good evening. Welcome to Encounters.
Hey. Well, good morning here.
And where are you located?
I am located in Massachusetts, actually.
Oh,
New
okay. So you're
England.
right next to Connecticut. There you go.
Yes, I
And
am.
we're gonna follow you. You have 1,970 people. Are you able to come on camera? Have you ever done camera before or no?
Oh, I have done camera, but I'm just like in the dark right now. I have like
Okay.
people that I
All
live
right.
with and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But next
So
time
tell
I
us.
am going to be back on here. So next time I definitely will.
All right. I know I catch people off guard that way. So tell us your story related to our subject matter here on Encounters.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I just want to say peace, love, and light to you and everyone else that is on the live. So for me, I'll start off with saying that my mom, she is a visionary and a seer. And it's something that kind of runs through my family on my mom's side. But my mom ended up getting it. And throughout my life, I would have glimpses of it. But I wasn't really too aware of like my gifts or anything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
also, it's just like, the way that the people that have been in charge of the world have been running they've been placing blockages on people purposefully. So, it took a while to break out of it, and I am so happy that I did. Not even a while, because honestly, I'm only about to be 32 this year, and
Oh, congratulations.
thank you, and things started really breaking through for me when I was about 24, 25. So I don't feel like that was a long time at all for me to kind of come to the realization that things were a lot more deep than, not even that I realized, but that it was portrayed to be in what I already knew, basically. So that's my mom's side. And then my dad's side is very, very spiritual. Like, I grew up, my grandmother, she has a meditation room. So I grew up meditating with her, like doing chants and things like that. So I had that experience very, very early on in age. And just growing up throughout life and going through certain experiences, like I said, the way that they set up the world, it's like it had me drifting to so many different directions. However, I ended up I was in North Carolina for a long time with I was born out in Boston, but I moved to North Carolina as a child, due
Okay.
to due to some wild stuff that happened. And then I moved back to Boston when I was graduating high school. So I spent my last 2 years of high school here, and I've pretty much been here ever since. And throughout the years, my family has wanted me to come back to North Carolina, but something always told me that there was something that I needed to complete here
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
before I just up and go there.
Now, when you say
And that
complete, do
was
you mean like a mission or something you needed to do?
yeah, like a mission, essentially.
Yeah.
Whether it be to help a certain amount of people come to certain realizations before I get on to my next level. Because I have had a lot of experiences, especially within the past 3 years, I would say, maybe four
Mm-hmm.
years, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
where I have like helped so many people, like either jumpstart their spiritual journey or just like redirect them in a way where it actually makes sense and they can like move forward in a more progressive way.
Hmm. Now,
So,
have you had like do you consider yourself a star seed or a light worker or a person that has had have you had encounters, because obviously encounters is a UFO show, but have you had any spiritual things that caused you to be who you are, like an encounter with space
ab-
people?
absolutely. And that's what I was going to get into as well. I just wanted to give you a little bit of,
I kind of figured that. That's all
yeah.
right.
I,
I
I
knew you were going there. Go
Yep,
ahead.
yep. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background
Yeah.
just to let
Yeah.
you
Of
know that
course.
this isn't a thing where it kind of just came up over the past few years from like doing certain researches or hearing people talk
Right.
about it, that it's been like
No,
a lifelong thing. And
I know it has
also,
for you. Go ahead.
another thing that I want to bring up is my mom, she has RH negative blood. That's her blood type.
Can you explain what that is? Because people always ask me, what is Rh negative blood, or what does that mean? Well, obviously you probably know more about it. So what does that actually mean?
Yeah, so it means that it is devoid of I forget what the word is. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm going to have to probably look it up on Google really quick so that I can give you the right word.
Yeah.
But there's something that everybody has that those particular people don't have. It's a very, very rare blood type.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember while I was going through like kind of like a spirit led research
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
after one of these kind of encounter things that I'm going to tell you about,
Mm-hmm.
and I came across the Rh negative blood, and there were a lot of articles that were saying that people were saying it's connected to either alien blood or like direct God source blood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and since like I'm following you and stuff now, I can send you those things as well because I've spent a lot of time out of body over these years, just like
Mm-hmm.
super floating, and throughout those times it's been hard for me to actually like journal and write things down because I am really like living these experiences and I don't really have the time to just sit down and write everything out. But I
Right.
did notice that I started to kind of not remember certain memories that were kind of like not really important, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
and it opened up my brain to be able to store the things. So basically, I say this to say that although I haven't been able to write certain things down, I still remember certain experiences as if it happened yesterday. Like I can tell
Mm-hmm.
you word for word, it will feel the same way, everything. Not only that, but I was doing, like I said, I was having a lot of like spirit led kind of researches going on. So I have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of screenshots of
Wow.
things that I've come across during those times as well. So
Interesting.
I
Interesting.
can definitely send you some of those as well that I
Yeah.
feel are,
Yeah. Oh,
um,
absolutely, absolutely. And I
yeah.
just want to let people know we're watching encounters. We're watching encounters. You're on encounters, and I'm not watching anything. So a little snip of the tongue there. But this is the number one UFO spiritual talk show, and we have Honey Smoke. What's your first name?
Janai,
Janai. Nice to meet you, Janai.
nice to
So
meet you as
Janai is
well.
our
Thank you.
guest up in our neighboring state of Massachusetts, and she's giving you a pre understanding of her story, and she's going to talk about her encounters. So we're going to turn it back to you.
Alrighty then. So, the very first thing that I will tell you about is it wasn't really like any ship stuff type stuff yet, but it was something that was just so profound, and I definitely want to hear what your thoughts are about it just based off of like who you
Yeah.
are and the things that you've
Okay.
been saying. So
Okay.
basically, one day I was going to the beach with a group of my friends, and this is a spiritual group of friends that I was with. And before we even set out to go to the beach, the person that was driving the car, he had led like kind of like a breathing session. So our
Mm-hmm.
whole way, and we were going from, I don't know if you know, like Boston to Hull, Mass. You know
Oh yeah,
Hull,
I know.
Tasket
I've
Beach.
been up to. I used to been up to Boston a lot of times, Salem, all that whole area up the coast.
Okay. Yeah. So basically from Boston to Hull, which would be like a 30 to 40-minute drive, we were
Mm-hmm.
literally just breathing with soundscapes on. And I already knew at that point that like it was going down because anytime that I always know when I'm going out of body because I always get like not really anxious, but I get like this feeling that I can't really explain in words.
Yeah.
And it's just, I know something's going to shift and to pay close attention to everything, but not
Yeah.
too much to where it like, drives me crazy, but, just pay attention, be vigilant. So as we're walking to the beach, like I'm the type of person I always like to be barefoot. It's I don't know, it's just a thing. I like socks, but I can't have them on too long. I like to be planted on the ground.
Yeah.
So from my friend's house to the beach, it was about like a 7-minute walk. I walked that whole way barefoot. And I'm a person that sees signs in the sky as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So also Skyview. I don't know if anybody has that app, but y'all should download that app. Skyview is freaking amazing. So I saw this cloud in the sky as I'm walking into the beach, and it was like in the shape of a beast.
Mm.
And there was the chemtrail lines, right? Like the lines that the
Oh yeah.
chemtrail, yeah, there
Yeah.
was like a
Those are done.
line,
Those are done by our government to poison our
right?
atmosphere. But that's a
Yeah.
whole nother story. But go ahead.
Right. Yep. So there was like a line, and it was like going through what would look like the neck of a beast, if you get what I'm saying. So like the cloud was
Okay.
there, it looked like a beast, and then the line was like looked like it was like severing the head of the
Mm-hmm.
beast, basically. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. So, because at this point, like I said, I've already had so many out of body experiences, and I do like my dreams have always been lucid. I'm always able to like make judgments, and I get anxious and all of those.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like real feelings and whatever. So,
Yeah.
basically, when we get to the beach, at first, I read something, I drew something, went to go collect some shells, went into the water, and everything was fine at first.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started to get like this really weird feeling,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like an impending doom in a sense.
Mm.
But it
Mm.
was fleeting. It was fleeting.
Right.
So, because at this point, I'm still keeping myself calm or whatever. So, and I'm
And,
around people as well. So I'm
and
like,
what year was this?
this was 2021.
Just to give people a sort of a timeline as to
Yes.
what's
Oh, yeah.
going
Thank
on
you for
here.
mentioning that. It was in May. It was in May of 2021.
And continue talking. I'm just going to get a full glass of water in the next room. I'll be right back. Continue
Okay.
on with your
Sweet.
story. I got my
Sweet.
earbuds on so I can hear everything.
Okay. Nice. Nice. All right. So at this point, we're getting ready to like. I'm like, okay, I think we should just leave. Like, I'm ready to leave now because something's not feeling right. So my friend's like, all right, yeah, let's go. But before they wanted to stop at the liquor store, and I'm like, okay, we can go to the liquor store, whatever. So there was like there was like a bus that looked like the mystery van on Scooby-Doo, and it had BLM on the back of it, and the letters were covered in like a floral pattern, and then it had a peace sign next to it, but it was like the graphic peace sign like from the 70s that has like the stem in the middle with the three lines at the bottom or whatever, and it was faced like up the other way, so it was upwards. And I thought it was cute. I was like, oh, that's cute. And my friend that I was with, one of my spiritual friends, she was like, no, it's not. And I already was feeling like this weird feeling or whatever.
Yeah.
So when she said that to me, I'm like, why would you say that? And she was like, oh, just a little briefing. So I had been going through a lot of spiritual stuff at this time, and I was having spiritual attacks, and I would see visions of things that people would be doing like behind the scenes, and I could like go to their social media, and then I would see it would basically align with something that I've seen. So there was somebody that was literally trying to like do spell work on me, and she even like kind of posted about it on TikTok, but she didn't like say my name or anything. But
Right.
anywho, she had posted up a symbol that was similar to the one that was on that van. So I was like, okay, yeah, now I feel even more weird. All right, let's definitely go. So so we go to the liquor store, and when I get there, you know the Espolòn bottles of liquor that has the skeletons on it?
I think so. I don't really go to liquor stores too much, so I
Yeah,
don't
me
really.
neither. Me neither. I just know that bottle just because like I know the graphics on it. I'm an artist, so you know, I'm into like graphics and stuff.
All right.
So but anywho, basically after I left there and then when I went into the liquor store, it just started to feel like every bottle that I saw had that type of graphic on it, and I was feeling even more. I'm like, okay, you know what, let's definitely get up out of here. So we went back to the beach to get our friends. One of them was sleeping. I woke him up, and there was something that he had on his wrist that was given to me by somebody, but I was already feeling weird about the item, and I didn't know why he had it. So I felt more weird. So I took it somewhere. I said like a little prayer or whatever. And after I did that, I started feeling much better. So my friend's like, oh, wow, that was like a powerful prayer. And like, you know, how are you feeling now? And I'm like, I'm feeling better. So this is where it gets intense. We go back to my friend's house. Mind you, I am sober at this point. Like I didn't drink. I don't drink like that. So we weren't going to the liquor for my sake. It was for everybody else. But I didn't smoke or do anything like that. And I didn't even want to at that point because I'm like, the way that I was feeling, I didn't want to trigger anything else. I just wanted it to be a natural experience. So I'm sitting in my friend's backyard, and before this particular thing happens to me, I'm talking to my other spiritual friend, and it was like we were telepathically communicating with each other.
Mind-to-mind communications.
Yeah, because it's like we were just looking at each other and responding to each other with like one word, like yes or no, or you know, stuff like that. And I was like, what is going on? And then we were like talking about what we were thinking about out loud, and we were doing that, and it was the same thing. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is intense still. So okay, now this is the part. I sit down in the backyard, right? And there's a moment where just imagine you're in a stadium and it's like 5,000 people around, and somebody is like, no, the person that's coming to perform hasn't come to the stage yet. And you can hear a bunch of people talking around you, but you can't make out what they're saying. You're imagining that, right? Okay, cool. So over that, I heard like some acoustic music. It sounded like it was coming from like far away, but gradually coming closer. And I couldn't hear, like, I didn't know what the song was or anything, never heard it before, but I knew like it was nice. It was acoustic, and that was playing over the people talking. And mind you, I'm in somebody's backyard, not hearing anything. sober, chilling. And I am a functional, like super functional person. So um after that, I heard a voice, and it was like a soft angelic voice, and it just kept repeating over and over, God, Jesus, music, love. And it did that over and over, and it was like overlapping each other. So all three of those things were happening on top of each other. And at that point, I was like scared because I'm like, okay, I must be dying. I've seen a lot of movies. This just seems like something that would be happening at somebody's last time of, whatever, or I don't know, something. I don't know what's happening, but it's spooking me out
So
because.
let me ask you a question. When you heard these voices, did you get the feeling that you're being eventually physically contacted by a star being or an angelic being?
Yes, yeah, I would say an angelic being. Yeah, both.
And
Yeah.
so you heard the words, and listen to this, folks. She's hearing the words that she just stated. And what year was this? What year did that happen?
27 no 20 I said 2021, right? Yeah, May of
2021.
2021.
Okay.
5, I can't remember the exact date, but I can figure it out, but I know it was
Right.
5
And I
2021.
also want to thank everyone. We're over 100,000 likes here, so thank you. But as you're hearing those voices, did you eventually have a physical experience with the voices that you heard?
It was more so, I can't like, everything was in my head, so I can't like, and I was outside with like probably like 3 other people, so I was like really trying not to freak out by what was happening to me because like I said, I've had other out of body experiences. I've gotten downloads before and things like that, but I haven't had anything that intense.
Really?
So
Okay.
I was like trying to calm down, but also allowing it to be what it was at the same time.
Yeah.
So I prayed about it, and something was just kind of like telling me to go to sleep. And that was also making me nervous.
Right.
So as that was happening, I'm like, something started telling me, like, everything's fine. Everything is fine. Are, you're going to find out very soon exactly who you are and who you've always been. This is kind of just like an opening for you because you are going to be able to communicate with the universe in different ways and do certain things that you've never been able to do before. But it
Now the
has.
voices that said that, was it the same voice that was talking before being the word you were mentioning just prior to this? Was it the same exact voice that would say, like someone coming behind me? You mentioned the voices saying those beautiful things. Was that the same voice you heard telling you you're going to have all these other things occur?
It was like not the same voice, but like the same energy, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. So the energy felt very loving and very much the same as the voice that you heard coming behind you.
Yes.
Okay. So did you get any indication as to did you like have the impetus to say to yourself, I'm going to ask the question, who are you, where you're from, that is saying that I'm going to have all these things here. Obviously sometimes in the moment you don't ask those questions, but did
Hmm.
you ever think of like saying, oh, by the way, okay, where are you from, and how do you know that I'm going to have all these experiences? So you want to know, I'm not you're going through this experience. You want to ask the question, but sometimes we're in the moment, you don't ask the question, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you're like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff. You're listening to the answer, but you want
Right.
to ask but later on you say, maybe I should have asked the question.
Yes. So I love that you asked that because at first that was my initial reaction, to just like, I didn't, everything was happening so fast. I was so overwhelmed that I initially didn't. But I realized, especially after time, because I was able to reconnect with the same,
Hmm.
yeah. And everything that was told to me, which is what I'm about to tell to you now, had
Okay.
basically unfolded the way that the energy said that it would unfold. or not the
So
energy,
now
but the
jumping the things. So jumping
yeah.
forward in this galactic experience, and you gave us a really good background of leading up to this. What actually happened?
So, um, basically to kind of wrap this part of it up and get into more of like the encounter that I had, or the,
Yes. Yeah.
so I was basically showed that, like I said, it was kind of like a preparation for preparing myself for like myself, and preparing myself for the state of the world and what is essentially going to be coming of it.
Yeah.
And that I'm ultimately supposed to be helping the world's ascension, helping people ascend, and helping the world ascend, essentially.
Okay.
And that there have been a lot of things that have been put in place, and it's been over time and over a generation, to ultimately try to keep people trapped in like this like reincarnation loop cycle, of just slavery, pretty much. And that I am gonna be like my gifts, of even like my creativity or whatever, even those things are gonna play a big part in how I am going to exact my,
You're getting
mission or whatever.
you're getting your mission downloads is what's happening.
Yeah, getting my downloads. So I was even shown how, with my creative back, like with my, music and my whatever, how I'm gonna do it as well, like the steps that I need to be taking in order to make that happen as well.
Are you a
I was
singer? Do you sing?
Yes, I
You
do
sing
sing.
me. Ah, this is interesting. I'm getting telepathic communications from the Ashtar Command. I'm a telepathic communicator, and I am a I don't channel anything. I'm relatively new to the show.
Hmm.
I'm from Mars. I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command telepathically, and they're saying, Commander, tell her if she will sing a song. What kind of songs
Yeah.
do you sing?
So I'm really into like alternative, like psychedelic rock, or like classic rock and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, and like bluesy and
Mm-hmm.
jazzy stuff.
Do you have any? Have you written any songs about being a space person, or being a light worker, or
I
being the person
actually
that you are?
have like a really spiritual kind of song like that, but it wasn't written. It was freestyle during a jam session, and I have no
Really?
clue what the words were, because it happened
Mm.
around that time that I did it.
Okay, so this is a
But I
little
do
bit
have a
out of
song.
the.
I can sing you a song really quickly.
I'd love to have you sing us a song. They're telling me have her sing a song. So if you'll sing a song, that would be great.
Yes, absolutely. All
All
right,
right.
I got you. Meet you downstairs in the bar and heard your rolled up sleeves in your skull t-shirt. You say, what did you do with him today? And sniff me out like I was Tanqueray. 'Cause you're my fellow, my guy. Hand me your Stella and fly. By the time I'm out the door, you tear me down like Roger Moore. I cheated myself like I knew I would. I told you I was trouble. You know that I'm no good.
Well, thank you very much. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I think everybody on the audience here watching this, that was beautiful. My shows, just to let people know, all my shows are on the YouTube channel, Astronaut Command Spaceship News. I'll repeat it, Astronaut Command Spaceship News for all 256 of you. If you've missed any of my late night shows, they're all on my YouTube channel. You can watch any show from the last month or two or three on my YouTube channel. That's it. You have a beautiful voice. Everybody,
Thank
very
you.
much, I mean, I had to go there. They were asking me, the command said, have her sing. And I listen sometimes. And they said, have you sing a song, and you have a beautiful voice.
Oh, well, thank you,
Yeah,
and thank you, the command.
yes,
I love to
absolutely.
perform.
They're saying if you can write a song in the future, write a song about intergalactic, just an intergalactic song of your creation, and you'll come up with a great song. Your voice is beautiful.
Thank you so much. And that's actually the type of vibe that I am going for, literally. Like, I do want to do psychedelic sounds. I'm going to be focusing very much on the frequencies of the music that is going, like, I know that they have been doing a lot of subliminal things to ultimately get people's minds to be blocked and, enslaved or whatever. So
Right.
I am going to subliminally reverse the curse with the gifts that I have that are from the source that are going to bring people together.
Yeah.
So I
Music.
am
Music
definitely.
is really. You're going to be like the galactic person creating music that's going to liberate consciousness.
Yes.
That's
Like
exactly what you're going to
I
do.
want to bring it back to like the 70s era where it was a lot of like the disco, but a lot of them had a lot of subliminal like stuff surrounding intergalactic type stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know how
absolutely.
many you're familiar with, but yeah, yep.
No, I grew up in the '60s, so there were
Okay.
groups like that '60s, early '70s, Klaatu, who wrote a song on one of their albums about interplanetary contact. And if
Mm-hmm.
anyone listens to Klaatu, the song is very true, and it talks about communications with our star family.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. Well, you know what? You've been an incredible guest. We appreciate you so much.
Thank
Sandra, thank you for the
you.
paper crane. I
Thank
also
you
would
so much, you
like people,
guys.
for having you up here. You've been great. Let us know what happens with your galactic creations and also with your connections with your star family too. That would be beautiful.
Absolutely. I absolutely will. Thank you so much.
All right. And, we'll definitely have you back on for sure.
Absolutely. I'll be glad to come back.
All right. You take care. Have a good night. And
You as well.
again,
Thank
just
you.
repeat your first name again instead of Holy Smoke.
It's Janai.
Janai. We'll remember Janai. Thanks, Janai, for coming on
Oh,
here.
really quick before I leave, I
Yes.
just want to say really quickly, I'm sorry because I know that story was long and drawn out, so I didn't get to the next thing.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
but about a couple of weeks after that, well, not even,
Yeah.
so probably like a day after, my cousin had reached out to me telling me that he had downloads about the Galactic Federation and how they're coming to
Really?
help. And yes, so yes, that's what I wanted to get in as well. And
Okay.
that did something to me because he is all the way, he's my cousin that was in North Carolina. And at this time, he was in California. So he's all the way
Interesting.
completely across the whole, and right after I had that experience, he had an experience and we spoke the day after. And
Wow.
about a couple weeks after that, I kept seeing these little beams of light, and it came by my house like maybe probably like 10 different times.
Hmm.
And it was way bigger than stars. It was way lower than stars were. And what made me really pay attention to them were they were like, and they would be in like a straight row, but then one would be one on top of the other, and
Hmm.
like they would do
Hmm.
like different patterns, but they would
Yeah.
levitate into them.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes,
I find,
and
I
I
find,
have
go ahead.
videos. I'm gonna look for the videos and send them to you as well.
All right, that sounds good. And interesting about your cousin on the other side of the coast. So I have a belief that, you're probably going to work together a little bit as things progress,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know?
And we have been definitely like as because like I said, that was in 2021. So as these years have gone by, anytime that I get a super big download, he's
Mhm.
always calling me and we're
Mm.
always like bouncing our ideas. So yeah, it's happening and I'm excited for it. And I'm so thankful for you for having this live. And like I said, I will be back. I'll let you get the next people up here. Um, I love you all on here. I know I wasn't looking at the comments, so I'll look at them when I get down.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Well,
right.
thank you for being on here again. We're winding down the show. It's almost 2 in the morning, East Coast. We started at 11:03 p.m.
Yeah,
We've
it's
had,
late.
and we've actually had about 7.9 thousand people since 11:03 p.m.
Wow.
watch the show. I
Congratulations.
have the real data here. So even though it says 265 or 250, the total data of who's watching it is over right now. It was over 7,900 people.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Yeah, so we're reaching a lot
Making
of folks out there.
contacts. That's how you know you're
Yeah,
doing a real. That's how you know you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because
yeah,
yeah, the people out here that a lot of masks are falling, and that's another thing that was said inside of the vision, that the downloads that I was having. A lot of people are coming to find out that they're not who they really think they are or say they are, and a lot of people are coming to find out that the people they've been lying to them, and whatever the case is.
right.
So people are not going to be able to get away with the foul things that they have been doing these
Not
past
not
generations
on
and
this
stuff.
planet.
So
Yeah,
yeah, no,
and
it's
this
about, that's over with now.
and we've
So.
had government agents on here that respect the show.
Mm-hmm.
I had the one person, they come in here, they have the different symbols of the CIA and stuff on there, and I get sense that they are, but they actually say keep the good work up. There are people on social media that are very much watching my show, and what I do is I am disclosing the truth here by having all the guests I have on here. Every guest has an ounce of truth that is disclosure, and way more disclosure on this show than on anything you're going to get on any TV channel or documentary or Pentagon or Department of Defense in England or anything.
Right.
This is a show. We are out there. We're actually telling people the truth here. So, with that being said, because we're doing it, no one's bothered us. Where our show is very well protected on many levels.
And and
Um,
and and I just love it, because it's like people that were trying to put these messages out before, it's like you'll get called crazy, you'll get put inside of the crazy house, or you'll try to like off yourself or whatever, because you'll
yeah,
start, and it's like, you know that it's really happening now, because it's like everybody's picking up on it, and we're really able to push these messages forward without there being that type of backlash. There's always going to be backlash, but it's
yeah.
not like, we're able to really stand our ground at this point. So yeah, thank you so much again for even creating the space for that. So there's a
Oh, you're
lot of
welcome.
fraudulence online right now.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we're one of the things, we're out to bust the matrix. We're out to bust all the police,
Yes.
all the religious zealots, and we're out to bust all the
Yes.
political zealots, all the people that believe in a 3D world. We're out to knock their heads with
Yes.
the
Yes.
matrix, knock the
Yes.
matrix out of their heads. We're not
Let's
afraid of anything
go.
here on CmdrAleon is here to bust every structure on this planet until it's back to the organic state, and out of the or ashes of the organic mashing up of the matrix, we have flowers being created. We have new trees being blooming. We have new branches being created, galactically
Absolutely.
speaking. And that's our planet is going into, and we're trying to prepare people for contact because the timeline has changed. So we have
Yep.
responsibilities on this show, not only just to talk about people's encounters or visitations, but to get people prepared for direct contact with our space family. And that's coming sooner than later. It's actually individually, there are people over the world having that beautiful contact, but it's going to increase for a lot of more people than one thinks. But again, thank you again for being on here, and
Absolutely.
we really truly enjoyed your singing as well, and we'll have you back on again.
Thank you. See you
All
guys.
right, all right, take care, John.
You too. Bye-bye.
Let's do this here and press this button here. It's now almost 1:45 in the morning. I think it's time for the commander to end the show for tonight. Any final gifting? We'd like to see final gifting. If you support the kind of work we've been doing, become a subscriber. You can subscribe to my TikTok for a month if you wish only. Also, you can do my Venmo on my profile page, my Venmo Cash App. And you also can become one of the 6 more people to do uh, the gifting, the TikTok gifting. We have the confetti right now, which I'm pinning. So I need 6 more confettis before we sign off the show here. So please consider becoming an unconditional subscriber. I also use the word unconditional. There can't be any conditions on anything here. So we appreciate that. Again, thank you everybody for watching. All the people that did do gifting tonight, thank you so much. And we appreciate all of you. We love all of you out there. And we will now, again, we have 105,000 people that like the show. Please follow us, follow each other, get to know each other, and have a great night, everybody. Matter of fact, before we go, I'm going to switch the I'm going to go to the hats. I'm going to go to something different. And I know some of my viewers like this because they might be able to get me to do something different. Let me just do this here. And here is my goal. I'm going to pin it. 8 hats with a mustache. 8 hats with a mustache. And if you gift me, I might say that special word that some of you know. So if I get the 8 hats, I will present the word at the end of the show as we're winding down the show. Tar. 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 Thank you, Sprites. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sprites. Tar. Yes, we do believe in Bigfoot. Sasquatch, Bigfoot, yes, Ben. We have 2 more hats with a mustache before we sign off for tonight. My show's on at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. We're going to be doing our Ashtar Command Q&A session. Tar. We're going to be doing our Ashtar Command Q&A session tomorrow night starting at 11 p.m. And hopefully we'll have April on with us for that show. I've seen Bigfoots in Oregon, have many stories. Ben, we'll have to have you on some night, probably on a Saturday. Sorry about that. We'll have to have you on. I'm going to follow you. Well, I can't. It won't let me do it. So, Ben, on Saturday night, we'll have you on our show, and we can talk about your stories in Oregon. My show's on at 11 p.m. nightly here on Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. So I appreciate mentioning that. Thank you, Joey. We appreciate you and everybody here, all the guests. We appreciate everybody. We're going to sign out for now. And please go to my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel on YouTube. The shows will be downloaded. I'm backloaded by 2 shows. So you have 3 shows now that I have to load onto TikTok. But you can watch all my past shows from TikTok on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Okay, everybody, take care. Have a great day. Rod, good to see you. Just woke up, want to say hello. Good to see you, Rod. And you just got on here in time for my last Tahar. And we're going to be on tomorrow night with April, who's still in the hospital. I hope she gets to go home soon. It's really not easy to be in a hospital. But I love you all. I want to thank all the new people who've been on the show, all the guests, everybody. Living Waters Heal. Yeah, we can talk about that Saturday night. You're going to love my show tomorrow night. It's my Ashtar Command Q&A Q&A sessions tomorrow night, so we'll get into the galactic levels of the ships and everything. Everybody take care, have a good night, and enjoy your Friday morning. Take care, everybody.